everybody, been holding that in. Welcome back to Enter Tournament of Champions podcast. This is the only podcast, I think, I couldn't find any others, that puts, the entire premise or conceit, I guess, of the podcast is to put our favorites in the world of entertainment and put our favorites up against each other in a tournament and debate our little hearts out politely. And then there's a murder at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
On Live League. Only air that part.
You
only
guys
airs
thought
on Live
snuff
League.
films were out of season, huh?
Yeah. And for all the German listeners, hallo, willkommen. Ich heiße Jeff. Sie sind Jote und Kile. Heute wir sprechen.
Don't talk about me. Don't do that.
1999 Filme. Genießen, bitte. All right. Anyway.
It was really impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just said today we're talking about 1999 movies because we are, and please enjoy. We this is part 2. Part 1 was like recorded 7 months ago in a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we're revisiting 1999 movies. It was a big year. It's probably one. I mean, there's literally a book I just found out about listening to another podcast about it being the best year of movies. So
wow.
We had to do 2 episodes on it. We did 24 seeds. Now we're just debating the 16 seeds. Go back and listen to part 1 so you can find out how we made this list in general. Before we go further, I already mentioned I'm Jeff. In German, I mentioned it. I'm Jeff, joined by JD and Kyle.
Hello, I cannot speak any other languages, so I'm just going to speak in my American tongue.
It's funny that I was like, oh, wait, I said that, but you guys didn't know that.
No, I have no idea. I think I heard a version of my name, but that's not how you say it. So.
Yeah, I said it within the confines of the alphabet because I don't think there's a Kyle name in German.
Yeah, there probably isn't.
Yeah. We're just going to pick up literally right where we left off. There's no previously on. We're not telling you how we formed the bracket. But there is something that we missed, and I did discuss it with JD. I think Kyle was on one of his epic escapades at the time. But Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, we totally forgot.
That was the one.
Yeah.
How did
and JD
happen?
even reminded me, and I was like, no, there's no way I forgot that. Totally forgot it.
Try.
How did that happen?
I don't know, dude. I think it was because we forgot Mononoke in general, and then we were like, okay, I got to rearrange the entire thing.
There.
Yeah, exactly. Because that had to be plugged in pretty high.
I mean, we forgot Princess Mononoke also. So that's
So my compromise, I'm going to throw it out there, is just putting it up against number 16 for the 16 spot and see what happens. So the 16 that we ended up with was Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
Yeah. It's already tough. It's already going to be it's going to be a long journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, I know. So the order starting out this episode, the turns we're going to take, it rotates for those that haven't listened before. It's me and then Kyle and then JD this time. So my first vote is for Eyes Wide Shut. I feel like that's kind of obvious. I'm kind of a Kubrick die hard, try hard, die hard. So, I don't know. It's just Lock, Stock. I don't know. I feel like I know you mentioned that there are in the previous episode you mentioned there are certain people that feel like Snatch is just leaps and bounds better than Lock, Stock, and I'm unfortunately one of those people. Like I enjoyed Lock, Stock, but it's just Eyes Wide Shut. It's just like a one of a kind type of experience that just lingers on your brain long after because you're like, the fuck was that about? Like, and there's even like if you watch it, especially on repeat viewings, you watch it and you analyze it from a more sinister place where like these adults don't give a shit about any of their kids. Like none of them give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Like they're prostituting their kids out. Like there's a part at the very end of the movie where we're supposed to be like, oh, that was a resolution. Where the parents are talking, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman are talking to each other, and their little girl is talking to people from like the sex party from earlier in the movie, and they don't give a shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. So is the lesson here that parents are shitty? Whatever. There's just many avenues with which to dissect Eyes Wide Shut.
It's a movie about just gross people, kind of.
Yeah, really.
Not
really
that like
is.
going to orgies makes you gross. I'm talking like morally gross, not like. I don't know. Like they don't care about anything but themselves. They're just kind of.
Which is fascinating because Kubrick at least had told his family that, or people close to him, people involved in the movie, that he considered this his more lighthearted movie. Like he considered this like his version of like a romance movie. Like
So
this is
weird.
Well, let me just say, this is definitely his version of a romance movie.
Exactly. And he was like, "Oh, it ends. It's a love story. It ends, in an uplifting way where they like, they get past their own temptations, or at least Tom Cruise does, because he's a man. He's the one."
I don't think Skew-Brick knows what uplifting means. So
No, not at all. He doesn't know the definition of the word. That's why he handed off AI. There's a common misconception there. But that's why he handed off AI to Steven Spielberg. It wasn't.
You mean he didn't die and Steven Spielberg stole the work? Is that what you're saying?
and everybody goes, "I would have liked to see Kubrick's AI." It's like, well, he didn't want to fucking make it, so get over it.
He literally gave it away. He's like, no.
He was like, "Oh, it's too like there's like a lighthearted tone to it that he just wouldn't be."
I don't do whimsy. That's what he said, and then he died. He just fucking
fell dead. I can't do cute robot kid. I can't do it. But yeah, Eyes Wide Shut's my vote for this one. So Kyle, what is your vote?
I feel like I have to choose Eyes Wide Shut because it's obviously a better like crafted movie. But Lock, Stock is very good, and everyone should go and watch it if you haven't seen it, because it's older. People may have skipped that, or haven't seen it or whatever. I know that's one I got to last. You see Snatch first because that's one you hear about all the time. And you're like, oh, this guy does other things, and you're like, yeah, kind of the same thing over and over, but it's great. So if you like that, there's a lot of it out there. Revolver, and like there's so Rock and Rolla even. Like it's all kind of that shared universe of being a badass dude in London or whatever. But yeah,
the seedy underground.
Yeah, the seedy underground of the UK. I'm gonna have to go Eyes Wide Shut though. Just
okay, that's fair.
Reasons.
Sorry, JD, you don't get to vote incorrectly or correctly.
Oh man, I mean, I think I would have fallen in line, but I do love Lock, Stock. I got it as one of those old school Best Buy DVD dual pack things where it's like, hey, here's the one movie you know about, and here's the other one from this director you might not. So yeah, I actually got exposed to it pretty early. But yeah, Snatch is definitely superior for me.
Okay. Well, we ended up with the 16 we started with anyway, but I wanted to give Lock, Stock.
To be fair, though,
you know what I mean?
It was good to give it a chance.
Yeah. To be fair. JD needs to watch that fucking show.
Yeah, I know.
And we need to watch many shows, though. Yeah.
Is it Letterkenny? Because I've seen some episodes.
What do you mean you've seen some episodes? What is that?
So my buddy, when I've gone over to his house to play some Switch, like Letterkenny is what he has on all the time.
Yeah, because he's smart, JD.
Yeah, I know he's a smart guy. That's why I'm friends with him.
That's why he's my friend.
That is why we are here. That's a ghost.
I got other 2019 catch up to do, and then it's Letterkenny. It's third on the list, man. I swear to God, it's moving up.
Just have Letterkenny. That's your.
I mean, but Preacher though, I got to get to Preacher and Mr. Robot.
You plow through Letterkenny real quick because it's 6 episodes a season, and occasionally.
That's true.
22 episodes, 6 episodes a season. A couple of them are only 5, or something, I think.
Yeah. So Eyes Wide Shut moves on, and so in the official first round, the 16 seed is Eyes Wide Shut, like we said, versus number 1 seed Fight Club. We're gonna have a lot of interesting matchups in this tournament, where like for a couple of us it's obvious, for some of us it won't be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's gonna be very, very. And I've made a complete 180 on a movie since we last recorded, so. This is gonna be really fucking fascinating.
I think I know which one it is.
180? I hope you do. Wow, I have no idea what it is.
I think it's one that I liked a lot.
Maybe more of a 90-degree angle because I already liked it. Yeah. I just fucking love it now. So
I don't even know if we talked about Mononoke since JD's seen it.
I don't think we have.
That was a good. Yeah, that's a good movie, man.
There are some things that are brewing here.
I like that you guys are expanding my anime horizons. Like I feel like I've seen the greatest hits with Akira and Grave of the Fireflies.
Those are definitely,
those are the best ones,
There's maybe just like a couple more, and then you've hit like the Mount Rushmore of
There's
anime.
one that Kyle said he didn't really like as much as everybody else, but apparently it's super acclaimed. I can't remember if it's Spirited Away or something else.
It's Spirited Away, but I will totally rewatch it just to see if I was just being a curmudgeon at that time or something.
Oh, gotcha.
But I gotta say, Miyazaki films, like, they're hit and miss for me, even though he is, like, the best of the best. I'm just, like, sometimes, he's like Spielberg. Like, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I don't like War Horse, and there's nothing you can say to me about it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I know
it's a Spielberg movie. I know I get you, I'm sorry, Ponyo just isn't, and Ponyo's another one he did. Everyone's like, it's so good. I'm like, it's okay, I don't know if it's great.
So wait, you did watch War Horse?
No, to be honest, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
But,
I was gonna say because every time I hear somebody describe a scene from that movie, I'm like, oh, cool. It sounds like a Lifetime movie. I'm never fucking watching.
Yeah,
that
I'm just
movie.
exactly. I don't know, man. I hate to be that guy where I'm just like, I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about, and I'm just not gonna watch it. But
like I'm pretty sure somebody on a podcast said that there's a scene where like both sides kind of don't. They cease fire and help the horse out of a mud or something.
Yep,
like
I'm
that.
out on that, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, no.
That's just the Disney
That's
movie
bullshit.
spirit. Like,
That would never happen.
Yeah.
Like that movie that's all about that horse, and it's just like the most nicest movie ever. And I'm like, dude, this is not the life of a horse,
No.
man. Like,
I'm out.
man.
I'm out on that shit. I am gonna be that guy. I will never watch.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
movie.
I'm sorry. I hate. To
I
be
didn't
that
even
guy.
know about it until just now, and
Yeah,
no.
it's called War Horse, and I would rather slam my dick in a Jordan than see that movie.
What's funny is I think that's the same version of Spielberg that made the BFG because I hated that movie.
See, and that's another one where I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not into that.
And the parts
Sorry.
I hated, everybody
Sorry,
goes,
Spiels.
"Oh, so you didn't read the book?" And I'm like, "No." I mean, maybe I did when I was like 5, but no, and apparently those were the parts I hated, but they didn't translate well. So I guess it's a material's fault.
Sorry,
Whatever.
world.
Whatever. Even so, totally unrelated to this, Spielberg has nothing to do with anything we're talking about in this episode.
Yeah, I guess I connected him to Miyazaki when we were talking,
which we'll get to.
and it all just spiraled out or whatever.
But so like Fight Club versus Eyes Wide Shut. JD is first in this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be Fight Club for me, bro.
Okay.
But we don't talk about it. We don't talk about Fight Club though.
Yeah,
so.
I'm next. Unfortunately, Kyle. Sorry, I don't know if you would have not voted for it or whatever. But
I'm not the biggest Fight Club fan, but I do like it. So
yeah. I would have voted for the club that shall not be named or discussed. So that one's moving on. I didn't want a quick vote because I wasn't paying attention and thought Kyle would have a say, but
Well,
that was going to get interesting.
we
didn't
got to
say
talk
it
about Eyes Wide because of the lock stock round. So,
Yeah, we
you
did.
know,
Yeah,
talk
and
about
seriously
it.
though,
It's
like there was more sinister shit going on that second. Because like again, do you remember the part where he goes to get a mask and shit for the party? And
oh yeah.
and the guy, like the tailor or whatever, his daughter's being like propositioned, and he's like, "Hey, my daughter's not a prostitute." He's all mad and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like the next time he goes there to find the mask, he's like, his daughter's being like totally prostituted out with his father. His father's in on it. And you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on in
dude.
this movie?
Movie's pretty fucked, dude.
Crazy.
But there is like, on the surface, there's that whole plot about somebody trying to, people trying to repair their marriage in a I guess a carnal sense, like in a desirable sense or whatever, desire-esque type sense. I'm trying to say they're trying to want to fuck each other again.
Yeah.
Not trying to fuck each other again, but trying to
They're trying
want
to get the
fuck
spark
each
back.
other again. Yeah, exactly. And they got it, so at the expense of their kid talking to creepy dudes. So whatever, it's fine.
Whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, man. That was the
Eyes
slogan.
Wide Shut
whatever.
Endgame. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
So the next matchup is not easy. It is a battle of two pretty iconic. Well, one of them is kind of a more offbeat comedy, but it's number 9 seed Office Space
Ooh.
versus number 8 seed Rushmore.
Ooh,
God.
wow.
Ugh.
Yes, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that going on. I love that reaction. That's why we do this.
It makes my stomach feel bad.
Yeah, makes me have to like have painful shits thinking about it.
I am painfully shitting right now. How about that? I just
thought
went
that's
up
what
to
I
him.
heard. Oh no, that was just JD talking. That's what I heard.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Ooh, wow.
Hey.
You said this was a family show.
I am terrible. Did I? Well, fuck
No, you
me.
I don't think you ever said that word ever.
So actually, Kyle, you're first in this horrible round.
Yeah, of course I am. Because why not? I feel like if I pick Rushmore, I'm the pretentious comedy guy. But if I pick Office Space, I'm like the stupid comedy guy. Not that it's a stupid movie, but like it's Rushmore is obviously the more like artsy.
There's a lot more to ponder on, I guess.
I guess, yeah. Jesus Christ, Office Space is like. It like speaks to the soul of so many people who work in that. Like that's still to this day, despite this movie being so old, 20 years old to be exact.
I mean, the traffic scenes being shot on 635.
Yeah, that's our home. That's our home turf, man. Those are our stopping grounds.
God, I relate to that so much.
Yeah. Has it gotten any better since 20 years?
No.
Not at all. Not in the slightest.
The highway's twice as big now too, and it's still bad.
Yeah, they've got layers, and
too.
it's still fucked.
And you have to pay to sit in it. Yeah.
When you pay money, it's still bad. So who are the winners?
So yeah, and it's just like everything about that movie is hilarious, man. And we still quote it. Not us. I mean us, but I'm talking everybody, the world.
Yeah, the social consciousness.
So yeah, it's still within the zeitgeist of like our society. And while Rushmore is not any of that, like it's not like it's people don't quote that movie. You know, people maybe talk about it, but like not on the level that Office Space is talked about. I think it had more cultural impact, I guess is my meaning. So I think I'm gonna go Office Space because of that. Is the cultural impact?
Okay.
Even though I think I may like Rushmore more, I think I may have had it way higher too. But
more like Rush less.
So, yeah, I talked myself into that one. I don't know if that's what I truly feel, but that's what I'm going with.
I get it, and honestly, this was a round I was looking at and kind of going, I think I might end up voting Office Space or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, though, but because JD is first before me. What is your vote, JD?
Yeah, I mean, it's with these type of movies, for me, it really comes down to rewatchability. And Rushmore I've seen maybe 3 times. I think my rewatch was my 3rd, and Office Space is kind of an annual visit for me. So it's, I mean, like you said, I hate to like align with the side of stupid comedy, but there is a reason why like you can just safely quote this and mention it around people that you have no idea if they've ever seen this movie or not. They probably have.
And even though those are my words, stupid comedy, like it's not really accurate because
no,
like,
it's not. But it's lowbrow versus highbrow.
Exactly.
Let's just say it that way.
Man, you nailed it. That's exactly right.
Because Office Space, it is low hanging fruit, but it does it so fucking well. Like I go probably not a week without quoting it, one way or another. Just like
well, working in an office,
13
like
pieces of flair.
We all do. We all sit at a desk all day, so it's like, how could you not make a Monday joke or just kind of
Samir Naga.
Not work here anymore.
Not gonna work here anymore. So what does it matter? It's not that hard. It's not It's not that hard. Yeah, the Michael Bolton shit.
That shit kills me.
Fucking
sucks.
Dr. Cox. Like that was my first experience with that actor ever.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name, which is really terrible because he's great and everything.
I can't remember his name ever, but yes.
Yeah, now I'm blinking too.
Yeah.
Just Cox.
So
It's Dr.
just
Cox.
Cox. So yeah, from like you said, the zeitgeist standpoint, Office Space does edge it out. Rushmore, I dropped it down a tick than where I thought it would be after a rewatch. It just didn't like.
I did too.
I don't know why. It just didn't hit me as hard as I recall it hitting me back in the day.
I agree.
And it is a little weird. It's another movie from this year where an adult is being propositioned by a kid or the other way around.
Yeah.
It's a good year for statutory rape, everybody.
Yeah, it's a really good year for the statutory.
Great year, that's what you're into, which don't be into that. That's weird.
Yeah.
But you're into.
It's illegal also.
It is.
Office Space moves on. Rushmore has like some like incredible directing choices from Wes Anderson, which shouldn't be a surprise, but
it's one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies. I really like that movie.
He apparently like the way he kind of drains the color scheme is very what's the word I'm looking for? Almost sepia toned or whatever. A little bit when it starts out. And then color is like slowly restored to the movie as Max becomes less of a douchebag and opens up to people more and starts giving a shit about other people. So I found that to be something interesting that I noticed on my I think it's my second or third watch too. But yeah, Office Space is like I've seen it 25 fucking times. So
yeah, and I plan to probably see it 25 fucking more times. So yeah,
it just speaks to the workforce too much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we're all too much
level.
of a cog in that machine.
Deeply resonant movie. Like this.
All right, so the next round matchup is number 13 seed Three Kings versus number 4 seed Man on the Moon, which is not a thing because we faked the moon landing, but whatever.
It's not what it's about, Jeff.
I know. But I am first in this one. Motherfuckers! I didn't mean that. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I love the shit out of Three Kings, man. That's a really entertaining movie, but it's kind of like a Man on the Moon easy win for me, honestly. Andy Kaufman is just like one of the most interesting people to have ever lived in the entertainment industry. So yeah, I'm voting Man on the Moon just because Andy Kaufman is a fascinating cat, and I feel like this movie really captured that really well. Despite even if you don't even weigh in what was happening behind the scenes with Jim Carrey and his erratic performance and stuff like that off camera, I still love the movie for what it is before I even knew any of that. So. But that is also an additional fascinating factor. Three Kings, also tumultuous production. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you know, these are two juggernauts of fucking weird ass productions
backstage
going on.
Drama. Yeah,
yeah, like people threatening to beat David O. Russell's ass because he was an abusive loud fuck. Yeah.
like he,
so
like he fucked loudly, or
he's just a fuck noun. It's noun. The noun. Fuck the noun. God,
I got you.
There's like no way. Fuck, comma, noun. Or
Yeah.
parentheses, noun. It's fucking hard to even say verbally what I mean. Anyway, Three Kings is really, really enjoyable, though. Despite all that shit, he still managed to put together a coherent, not just coherent, but really, really fun.
It's entertaining as shit, yeah.
Dude. Yeah, and stylistic as hell. I love all the stuff with Mark Wahlberg getting shot, and you see like where it hits, and then like you see when they're trying to remove it, you see what it looks like, or like they're trying to keep him alive with like a battery or some shit like that. I don't remember the specifics, but it's very stylistically done.
Like it's just cool shit.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. But my vote's Man on the Moon, and I think Kyle's next on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double down on Man of the Moon because especially watching it after watching the documentary, which again, we all loved this movie before the documentary, but it was just like, holy shit, this is a movie. This is art imitating life, imitating art, imitating life. Like it's really, he recreated actual moments from, Andy Kaufman's career outside of this movie. You know what I mean? Like outside of he made news outside of this movie.
Yeah.
About the movie. It's just so meta and weird, and I barely know how to describe it with words. But it's really cool. Jim Carrey completely being swallowed up into this role was really interesting to watch, and I think just a really good movie about a really important stand-up comedian. We were talking about the Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedians at work, the objective one. I don't give a shit if you like them or not. It's just who do you think's up there, and so Pryor and Kaufman definitely made it up there really quick, and the other spots are always really nebulous, but because nobody agrees on comedy, Lenny Bruce should be up there. It's no, fucking Sam Kinison should be up there. It's just well, we're never gonna agree on these last couple, so I guess it's a Rushmore of two. But I think this movie really pays tribute to one of the most weird comedian, just a person who's just trying to go for it in a way that nobody else was ever going for it.
Right. So different.
Yeah. Three Kings is super great though. I really like that movie a lot. But Man on the Moon is it's really special. It's a special movie. So
I agree. And JD, I have a feeling you would have voted the same way anyway.
I would have. Yes, you guys made the correct choice. So
cool.
Thanks for
that.
Correct. This is called the correct cast. The Enter Tournament of Corrections. That's terrible.
That sounds dangerously close to erections, and I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I like erections as well. So wait. No wait.
You're my own.
I like getting owned. No wait. Oh God. Oh shit. I'm putting that at the front of the episode. All right. So. All right. So that's the out of context bumper right there. All right. So next matchup is number 12 seed, the Green Mile, versus number 5 seed, 13th Warrior. I think is Kyle. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'd be going first on this one.
Yeah, poor Kyle. JD, what's your vote?
I'm really sorry, Kyle. I did.
You guys aren't.
I did get to 13th Warrior, and that was fun. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. And like you said, it was kind of the Beowulf story going on.
Yeah.
But man, Green Mile, these are both new views for me. Green Mile,
that's right. Shit.
God, it's still so fresh and just so visceral for me that, that's an experience that, most things going up against Green Mile right now are probably going to get destroyed for me just because I got destroyed by it. Man, shit's really sad. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Mile.
I think I was so that's your vote. I'm next, and yeah, I'm going with Green Mile too.
Oh.
Anyway,
sorry, man.
Apologies, 13th Warrior.
What a slaughter.
I mean, we'll definitely let you appropriately eulogize its departure from the tournament. But I just wanted to say that Green Mile, like when I was rewatching it for this episode, I was like pretty much live, like messaging you guys as I was watching it, and I was at that scene
right.
where like
the
Percy.
sponge. Yeah.
Percy was starting to actually warm up to the inmates and stuff, and like with Tom Hanks' encouragement. And I think there was a part where like something fucking happened. I think like he tripped. The inmate spooked him. The inmate goes boo, and he falls back on his ass, and the inmate starts laughing. Everybody's laughing, and he gets like humiliated to the point of no return, to where he starts becoming vengeful, and violent. That was like the one fucking point. Like I've totally missed that before, but like it felt like he was at a turning point there, where he was like this close to becoming like the other guards, like becoming like a normal fucking dude, not a piece of shit. And because he got laughed at and humiliated, suddenly he's like a murderous asshole. Talk about one of the best movie villains like ever. Like seriously, he's so goddamn demented, and like emotionally underdeveloped.
Yeah.
I love him. I love that I hate him. That's what I mean. Yeah, anyway, sorry I had to go off on a little thing there. Anyway, so Kyle, 13th Warrior, man, that was your number 2.
Yeah, I really like this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's man. First off, a lot of the actors I really like this movie. I'm like, man, a lot of these guys are like doing things still. Like good for some some of these guys. And it's just a classic hero's journey. This dude's not supposed to be here. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here today. One of those situations, but makes the best out of it, and ends up becoming kind of like the hero of the story. I really like since it's so old, they're depicting like these people dressed in like antlers and stuff like that as like beasts and stuff, and they call giant lines of armies, with holding torches like serpents and stuff like that, 'cause that's what it looks like to them. They're just it's supposed to be kind of like a primitive movie that everyone's kind of doesn't have like the same, logical thinking that we have and everything. And the Beowulf stuff, like it echoes through, like, man, they sleep over in the, what is that? What do they call those back in the day? The hearths or whatever. Like they sleep overnight to like lure the beast in there and try and kill them. And that's kind of when they figure out that it's like they're humans and stuff. And there's a couple other things that echo it. Your big blonde guy in this movie being like the Beowulf-like character.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun.
Bullywuff or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Just a lot of cool scenes. I like the scene where he's learning like the language. Also, I think we made mention that like you couldn't do this movie now because of racial casting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that guy looks a little brown. Get him in here. It's like, whoa, yeah, you can't do that these days. Holy shit.
Oh shit.
So that's kind of a little dated, but I think the movie's still a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I think it had some really good siege scenes, like for being like a 1999. This is like a pre-Lord of the Rings movie, type of like high body, type of siege scenes. Close sword on sword combat is really cool. Love seeing it play out that way. Just a fun movie. It's a movie I grew up on too, so it's like one of those movies I kept on coming back to, and just like I'm like, man, this movie just won't leave. I
think we've done enough we've done enough episodes for people to know what you have an affinity for these type of stories and stuff.
Yeah.
So if anybody listening also likes those, fucking watch this movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. It was. Right. I'm just not even gonna disparage it. I'm not gonna do it. It wouldn't make sense to do it. All right. So Green Mile moves on. But it is a movie about being on death row, so I don't expect it to last too long. Who knows? It's written in the water, guys.
Is that a death row joke or?
I don't know. I'm just saying. We got to make sure to wet the sponge when we kill it off. That's what I'm saying. But no, okay. So the next, this is great. The next matchup is number 15 seed Erection.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that typo? Nope. No, yeah, it's Election. My bad, not Erection. Versus number 2 seed South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut like a wiener.
Yeah. So uncircumcised, big wieners, got it.
I'm pretty sure they wanted to call it something completely fucking outrageous that you couldn't call, like assholes of fucking fire or some shit like that.
Probably, yeah. Like the movie was called In the Movie. Wasn't that the it's Asses of Fire? Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to call it something complete. Like that's the thing that they do that's so brilliant. The Trey and Matt is like they will come up with the most ludicrous idea that there's no fucking way anybody would say yes to it. Just so they can get away with something that they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
we're gonna go way over what we think, what we actually want, so we can negotiate down to what we actually want. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
but they still managed to do a dick joke.
They've said that. I can totally back that up. Like that's totally what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. This is, I mean, despite my love for Election and stuff, I feel like this is a It's funny how it sounds like Erection and there's a dick joke in South Park's title. Anyway. Sorry, dick joke correlations aside.
1999. You're the dicks.
You're the dicks and whoring out children or whatever the fuck.
Right?
In movies, not really. Okay. So, fuck. Get out of this hole, Jeff. So I feel like this is a candidate for a quick vote. Is that how you guys kind of feel?
I definitely feel that.
Which is kind of rare for this year. This year is a fucking packed year, but we got a lot of shit to get to. So, Kyle, you're first. What's your vote?
South Park.
Judd?
South Park. Yeah.
I mean, I would have voted Election. You guys are assholes, but
Liar.
Liar.
I love that movie, dude, and how like I don't know, it just plays with like age dynamics differently.
Yeah.
Where like
Election was great. I'm really glad I rewatched it because it had been far too long. I didn't understand what a dweeb Matthew Broderick's character was.
Yeah.
The first time I'd seen it, you were talking a high game of it, and I was like,
yeah. That's cool.
I'm glad you caught it, man. It
was good. I enjoyed it. Well, I like how did I not see a Reese Witherspoon Matthew Broderick movie growing up? Like that just sounds that's insane.
After the year after Pleasantville, how did we all miss this? I watched
a little bit owe it to myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we were too wrapped up with like Cruel Intentions and shit. I loved Cruel Intentions as a kid. It was terrible. So bad. So hot.
I mean, that kiss, I've seen that kiss several times because that's when I watched MTV. That's when we all watched MTV.
That's why our entire generation is obsessed with incest porn is because of that movie. So
great.
Thanks, movie. I want to bang you, sis, because you're forbidden fruit. It's like, okay, dude. All right, weirdo.
Yeah, it's fucking. That's.
Can't wait for you to not have a career until you show up in MacGruber 10 years later.
Put a celery stick up your ass to make a career again. Yeah. Holy shit! I love that movie so hard.
Me too. Yeah, and he's great in that movie. But where the fuck did he go?
He married Reese Witherspoon, and then she carried the fucking torch.
Yeah, big time. And then she married that racist. So good for her.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, they had a kid together who looks exactly like Reese Witherspoon. So good job, Ryan Phillippe. Couldn't even pass on your looks.
Hey, all right.
You will be forgotten, just like your genetics.
Anyway, South Park moves on. I do love Election, like I was mentioning with the age dynamics. I love how it's like, you start one way. We're like these kids are supposed to be kids or whatever, but you have Tracy Flick, right? It's easy to remember the characters' names.
Flick.
It's Pick Flick. Where she's like precocious and she's like trying to act higher than her age to the point where it brings an adult teacher down even further in maturity. Right. And like I just love that whole thing where like they kind of like flip. Not that he was in the highest spot in his life ever, but the fact I just love the ending. Like I love he's like tables have turned and he's getting like water like splashed on him and shit like that out from a limo that drives by that Tracy's in. I just love that he's like fucking like just the lowest point of his life because he stooped down to their level, just because he took one name. Wasn't that right? Like he took one vote away.
He took one vote away. But
he just threw it out.
The crux, the real thing, is that he pissed off the fucking janitor when he was cleaning out the fridge.
He
left the fucking sandwich on the ground. So then the janitor was the one that felt compelled to rat him out. So he was done in by his own deeds at the beginning of the movie.
This and Office Space remind me of like Seinfeld formula.
Oh yeah, where everything comes full circle.
Yeah, where it's like inconsequential shit all comes together at the end for like a uber climax that
right.
That like you don't feel like it's man, I'm making too many jizz jokes.
I'm just saying, those are my favorite time of climaxes, the Uber kind. So yeah, those are good.
Uber climax. That's a very rare, very hidden version of Uber that you can order. It comes with a sex doll and its ass.
You just blow loads into it.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. Jesus Christ. All right. God, we're going off the rails so much in this episode. So the next matchup is number 10 seed Galaxy Quest versus number 7 seed Kyle's favorite movie ever. It's The Sixth Sense.
Oh.
Oh wow. Wow.
Wow.
Shit.
Fuck.
I forgot that.
He's
Like,
out of no
I forgot that,
business
like,
this game,
I've read there's just movies on here that I'm just like, fuck, I just don't like that movie. How did that get here? And I'm like, oh yeah, because these two cucks like it. That's right.
Oh boy. It's weird that we had 13th Warrior to higher spot somehow.
I know. Y'all were really nice about that. So,
but look, it was your number 2. That was fucking high as shit, man. That's crazy.
I settled on Fight Club being number 1 with no fight. I was like, this y'all's number 1. I'm not even gonna fucking say anything. It's fine.
Man, I don't know how to avoid the pun, but it's gonna have a hell of a fight ahead of it. Just based on
me
how
too.
I feel
And
about certain
I've come around. Like I fight like to get out in front of it. Like sometimes I find that movie just super juvenile. It's just like, my favorite movie ever is Fight Club. I'm like, of course it is. You're simple. Like of course it is. And I'm not talking about you guys.
Boy.
I'm talking about like people's favorite movie of all time.
Can't wait to enlighten
Maybe your aversion to the movie
but it's
is
in
more
our
people's
generation
perception.
where it's like it's a lot of our first, like for our generation, it's a lot of our first kind of layered smart movie. Yeah. So it's the same people who go like, well, Donnie Darko is still one of my favorite movies of all time. It's like, well, yeah, because that was like the first smart movie you ever saw. Like
yeah.
And that's how I feel about this movie, where it's just like, I get it, like it's really good, guys. We were all there, but like other movies have come out since then. So I hold an unfair thing against it as kind of my meaning. So I'm gonna give it its fair shake.
It's all good. All of that leads up to Sixth Sense, which is not one that you love as much as
Oh, I have that movie. I just don't like this movie. So.
I don't think you're first. I think it's me first. Oh yeah, because you did a quick vote and you were first. So I'm first, and I'm going with Sixth Sense. You know what? I may flip that. Can I scratch that out? Can we just pencil that in so I can erase it?
No, you gotta
your rodeo, bro.
Oh man, it's in stone. No, please switch it.
This is actually very difficult for me.
It's set in
Galaxy
stone.
Quest is.
Get a new stone.
No, please don't.
I hadn't watched Galaxy Quest until recently for this episode. I hadn't watched it until I went to the theater with my family to see it. So to watch it again and get that all those jokes for like seemingly the first time all over again.
Yeah.
And how well it ages.
That's the best part, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh fuck, this is difficult. These are like the same ratings for me on Letterboxd.
Same ratings, different genres.
Yeah.
That's like choose.
But even so, I watched like Sixth Sense, and I'm like, oh cool, this is way more than its twist. Like I don't feel like it's just, yep, he's dead. How can he be teaching the kid if he's dead? Like it's not.
Yeah, no, and I totally feel that. I feel like you can't like judge the whole movie on like, that twist is stupid. Like there were other parts of the movie. There were other ingredients there.
Yeah, his use of color and the rules that he set forth without explaining them. Like
I think that's totally fair.
It's a really, really well made first effort, man.
I'm glad I inspired a little bit of conversation because I remember why I wanted to vote for Sixth Sense. Because of the rules. The fucking rules, man. That like permeated everything. That like everybody suddenly was like, yeah, that's the rules, man, when there are ghosts.
Yeah, because the first thing you want to do is go back and rewatch it and poke holes and just be like, oh, there's got to be something where they interacted. There's nothing, dude.
No, I mean when the kid. I mean, I hadn't heard of this until I saw the movie, but when the kid is like, when you feel the coldness on the back of your neck and your hair standing.
Oh, sure, yeah. When he's
I hadn't heard of that
his
before.
Experience, yeah.
And now that's like that is the thing. Ghost hunters say is the thing. You know what I mean? Like if you go into a room and it's cold and you feel goosebumps, scroop, that's totally ghosts. Like that. Like I feel like they stole it from this fucking movie, but I don't know if that's
Ghost
true.
Patrol.
But I mean, that's probably not true. It probably existed before, but it's just cool that he implemented. It felt like a real life horror movie. Like it didn't feel like anything that was happening in it was too fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like it just felt legit. And Toni Collette kills it in this movie, and I think she even got nominated for this.
She did get nominated for that.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
She's so good.
Movie.
Yeah, dude, she's like 26 in this movie when she was in it, and she plays the mother, and she has a heartbreaking, like, just fucking crazy good scene at the end, where he's like telling her about his her grandma, or I'm sorry, her mom, his grandma.
Oh my god.
And about the locket or whatever, and how
little brooch. It's a little brooch thing that she wears. Yeah. Yeah,
the brooch. That's right. And how she saw her dance, and oh my god, dude, and her acting.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now from you talking about it. It could be because the air conditioning just turned on, but it's probably the movie.
It's not even a fucking horror scene. That's the thing. That's why I like it. Fuck, I don't know. I feel like I can get a lot out of rewatching that movie, even to date, even after. Like, the twist is like just the first. It's kind of like the Psycho twist at the time, where you go in and they kill the star halfway through the movie, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like that twist, because that was a huge fucking deal when you didn't really have internet back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or you didn't use it, at least. Not as commonly as we do now. So you had to have a landline free in order to use the internet back then. So it was kind of like still a secret that you had to keep from everybody.
Sure.
Which was kind of wild. But even so, knowing that didn't deteriorate my experience for it at all. I think I'm going Sixth Sense. Fuck.
No,
fuck it. Change it. No, I'm good. I'm gonna ink that in. So Kyle, what's I wonder what's your pick?
I'm gonna go Galaxy Quest.
No way.
You made a lot of really good points about Sixth Sense, but Galaxy Quest is just like that's just a fun old movie for me, man. Movie. You know.
And I like seeing Alan Rickman in it.
And I think
Alan Rickman and Rockwell.
Well, I feel like good. And just like being so reductive to call it just a fun old movie is really super. I mean, it's a really good sci-fi movie. Like I think like you said it last time that even like Trekkies like counted as canon.
It's the definitive Star Trek movie.
So like it's I think it holds a lot of merit in that whole community, and then to also like be so ahead of its time because like Comic-Con and stuff like that's so big now. Like back then, like sure, like people went to Pan. Like I remember the '90s. I was fucking there, dude. Like going to local Comic-Cons and anime conventions like that, like at a really young age, and like meeting the people who created this stuff. Like that stuff existed, but now it's like a culture, So to have like kind of that stuff when you're watching the movie, it kind of feels like this is happening today, and like cell phones are out of the equation because they're in a different universe or a different galaxy. So
right.
It just kind of feels really, really timeless and stuff like that. I feel like it's just an excellent sci-fi movie that just so happens to be very funny.
It's still funny too. Yeah, I love it.
That's I guess is what the Orville's trying to do right now. But this is probably the better version of that. So
I can't. Unfortunately, I can't speak. I only watched like 3 episodes of it. I can't really speak to that. Unfortunately,
I can't really either. So that's why I'm tiptoeing around it. But that's
because the diehard fans are very, very fucking diehard about that show.
I hear it's like more dramatic now, though. Like it's less,
it's less. It's less trying to be in Seth MacFarlane's voice and more trying to be Seth MacFarlane's comedy voice, I should say, and more trying to be an actual sci-fi show. Yeah.
Right. Good for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I'm going Galaxy Quest. Though. I just feel like it ages really well.
Totally. These again, I rated these like the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Sure.
On Letterboxd, and they're both in my 10. So like this is fuck me territory. Shit. So JD, what's your vote? Now that it's split.
This one is really, really, really hard for me. Just to keep the dick joke context going.
Wow.
Really erect for you. Yeah.
I think like you, I hadn't seen this movie since around the time it came out. Galaxy Quest. I mean, Sixth Sense is one that I've watched pretty regularly over the years. I loved how Sigourney Weaver's character, her entire job is just to be the one that talks to the computer.
Yeah.
It's so fucking ridiculous. Nobody else can talk to the computer. It's got to be
fucking her. It's just her. Yeah.
But man, when it's this close, man, I think I'd be dishonest with myself if I said I like Galaxy Quest more. So I got to go with Sixth Sense because it's been with me since this era. I feel like Galaxy Quest, maybe in another 10 years, I'll feel differently because now that I've seen it as an adult and want to go back and revisit it more regularly, maybe it'll grow and it'll eventually bridge that gap. But For now, it's Sixth Sense. I mean, that was one of the first movies where I saw it in a theater and immediately wanted to go buy a ticket and watch it again. And I think Cozart and I did that almost. We went and watched it again like the same weekend or something like that.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah.
I was too scared to even see it in theaters. I was such a bitch back then.
Oh no! I mean, I definitely wanted to see it. I was so pissed at my mom though, because I was. She asked me how it was, and she's like, "Oh, I heard there's a twist." I was like, "Yeah, it's really cool." She's like, "What is he? A ghost?" And I was like, but what the what? I couldn't even like hold my face together. I couldn't even
doing that.
I couldn't even be like, I'll just go see it. Like, I couldn't even hold back because I was so impressed that she just guessed it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she spoiled the movie for herself on that one. Yeah, it's by the slimmest of margins. Like seriously, give it another 5-10 years, and Galaxy Quest could super.
Yeah,
could
I mean, for a lot of
but,
Trekkies, especially, it does.
Yeah, and if, like I said, if I'd been watching it a little more regularly over the years, it probably would. But it feels like new love, even though it's not. And I just feel like I'd be being dishonest with myself because I've loved Sixth Sense the entire time. I love Unbreakable. Like Shyamalan started off being the fucking nails for me, and then what happened?
Dude, I'm telling you, those.
I love Signs too, and what
dude,
happened?
I love the
that?
fuck out of Signs. I don't know what it is about that movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I do know what it is about that movie.
Well, there's plenty of things about that that are
but
really weird.
There's so many people that fucking hate that movie, but like, and they use like the shit. We can have a whole separate fucking podcast about Signs.
Just the talent in that movie. Like, say what you want. Say what you want about Mel Gibson, but like fucking Joaquin Phoenix, young Abigail Breslin, and had a Culkin in it.
Great cast. Great cast.
Crazy good cast.
Yeah, I think it's Rory Culkin. Yeah.
Is it Rory? Yeah. The bedwetter from Home Alone. Was he Rory? Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuller in Home Alone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, you little jerk. Sorry. I can't help myself.
Cool jerk. Do. Whatever.
I don't even. You lost me now.
That's what he's singing in the shower when Kevin is like,
"Oh my god, yeah!"
That's the song, and then it's what he plays for Tim Curry when Tim Curry barges into the hotel room.
Tim Curry.
Totally
different actor, right?
Tim Curry.
No, Tim Curry is the guy who played it.
Is the hotel concierge.
He's the hotel concierge.
Oh, I thought we were talking about 2. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's where it's from. He's singing Cold Jerk in the shower in 2.
In 2,
he records it on the Talk Boy. Talk Boy wasn't in 1, bro. Talk Boy was in 2.
Yeah, I know. That was in
bro.
That was a Talk Boy commercials. What that movie was.
Had that shit, man.
Oh, my buddy had one, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
I still have mine.
Yeah, it's in a toy box.
I'm sure that's worth a lot of money if it's like in good condition. So
probably is. Mine's probably not.
Mine's still. I think I just need to get a new tape. Mine still works.
You know what? I'll bet the kicker is like kind of the lunchbox pail thing. You gotta have the thermos in there to make it worth something. I think the real kicker with the Talk Boy is condition, but having the original Talk Boy cassette because it had a Talk Boy branded tape. I know I've still got that in there, man.
No, I've filtered through like 14 fucking tapes on that thing.
Oh wow,
just recording different shit.
Talk the shit out of that Talk Boy.
Yeah, when I was younger, fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sixth Sense moves on. Again, Kyle.
Slimmest of margins, man.
Like, y'all are just slaughtering all the babies. That's all right.
Just for some.
It's fine. Yeah.
Just for some look on the bright side type shit. This is a movie about dead people, so I mean, I'm just saying it's a bad omen. Kind of like Green Mile and Death Row.
Yeah,
it's just a bad omen, man. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Yeah. Those things might carry it further with their spookiness. So
the next matchup is very interesting. Let's just say that number 14 seed is American Beauty. Versus number 3 seed, BJ Malk, being John Malkovich. BJ Malk.
Oh God.
JD, what is your vote on this goddamn impossible goddamn round?
Well, it's not that impossible.
Yeah, I thought, is this not a quick vote?
And I love American Beauty, but yeah, I wouldn't be offended if y'all wanted a quick vote. Although, I mean, rewatching American Beauty was, albeit uncomfortable because it's Kevin Spacey.
Wow.
It's still a fantastically acted movie across the board. Like Annette Bening was fucking insane in that movie.
Yeah, she got nominated for an Oscar for a reason for that too.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the only person I didn't really care for is like the Wes Bennett
I feel like she should have won. I think some bullshit won in her place. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, she definitely should have won for this movie.
Yeah, she totally should have won. Chris Cooper's good in this one, even though it's a more minor role than his role as the dad in October Sky.
Yeah.
So I would say that performance of his definitely
role matters. I feel like his role matters way more here.
Yes. Yeah. There's like real consequences there, and he's addressing stuff that's sadly still relevant today.
Yep.
Like coming to grips with his own sexuality through his son, and just the proverbial like, oh, he's seeing him through the window, and just the context that he applies to that moment where he's literally just rolling him a joint, but it looks like you got that little sliver of the window. It looks like he's like going down on the guy. And that's what
that was
kicks it in his brain, like, my son's gay, like my son's one of them F words, and hey, look at me showing restraint. I didn't say the word. What do you know?
Good for you for once.
Wow, for once.
Send all hate mail to at JD Skirpenbaum.
Yep.
I don't know where you are.
Yep. JD says retarded a lot at gmail.com. That's the
fuck.
But for me, man, yeah,
Jesus, dude.
Being John Malkovich is an experience that, man, like that's so fucking Charlie Kaufman. Because like I didn't know what Charlie Kaufman was before Schenectady, New York. I didn't know anything about him, and yeah, going back and revisiting this movie under knowing who he is and what he's all about was a treat. So. Being John Malkovich.
That's the thing. Yeah, it feels like, oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't know when you're watching some of his later works, you're like, oh, this feels like kind of familiar and fun, but weird. Yeah. And you're like, oh yeah, because we all saw B.J. Malk when we were growing up, and that's so Kaufman. Yeah. So
he's meta in a way that, like, I just didn't think you could be meta in. Like, of course he does puppets that look like him and the people in his life, and and then of course that becomes a metaphor for him being able to control and be a puppeteer of Malkovich, and I love the all Malkovich scene where just everybody Malkovich? Is John Malkovich, just Malkovich. It's an unreal movie, and it's great. It could fucking win this thing.
Yeah,
it could.
What do you say, dude?
I feel that hard.
It might not
personally.
But good.
Yeah. I feel that in a hard way. Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. BJ Mo.
All right, I'm next. Yeah, I'm voting for American Beauty.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
This is a movie I made.
That's kind of what I figured you did the turnaround on. So, all right.
It's a big turn, huh?
Yeah.
What did it?
I stopped looking at it as this pretentious bullshit that I keep hearing. I not just thought, but I kept hearing people say.
Yeah.
Where like the most common criticism I would hear is like, "Oh, the paper bag shit is just so ridiculous." Blah blah blah.
Oh my
and it's
God,
like,
yeah.
Dude, that's not the fucking point of the fucking paper bag.
No, it's not the point at all.
It's not the point. It's the point. It's not the point. Is that it's beautiful. It's the point is that somebody found beauty in it. Beauty is subjective.
Right.
That's the whole goddamn point of the movie. Like, God, now I get like so rageful, not just at that, but like at myself for thinking that was like the point of it. Like I just felt like I totally missed the point of the movie until I watched it just now. So I kind of fucked up. Sorry, guys. But yeah, watching Being John Malkovich again. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's no movie like a Charlie Kaufman movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something about this viewing didn't make me hate it. It's still in my top 10. But it knocked it down a few pegs for me, honestly.
That's surprising.
American Beauty's higher than this movie now for me.
You're just really surprising me in this round because I thought I was alone on that American Beauty hill, and still absolutely love the shit out of that movie. I think I've got it ranked at like 6 or 7, and Malk at 4. So yeah, they're just neck and neck.
Not that there's nothing to dissect in Being John Malkovich because there's layers of shit to dissect there, but there's so many. Like you mentioned the relevance of American Beauty even to date, regardless of who's in it.
True.
Kevin Spacey or whatever.
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to have to look past that stuff if you're trying to be objective. Like, I get it if you don't want to... Like, I would never say if watching a Kevin Spacey movie or TV show or whatever makes you uncomfortable, don't watch it. You have that right. But if you're going to judge a piece of his work, try to do it without that lens because that's not like... I don't know. That's not being fair to the subject matter. And granted, we don't know anything to Kevin Spacey. Fuck that guy. But
fuck him.
But when you're viewing a film, like,
fuck him.
it's not Sam Mendes's fucking fault that Kevin Spacey was trying to rape everybody on set. It's not Sam Mendes's fault.
Yeah, right.
I think the most interesting part of his character is that we watch it now and we think like, oh, it's gross that he was predatory with real young boys before.
Right.
But this movie, when you watch it through, I would call it the proper lens.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily being predatory 100%. It's just that he's trying to overcompensate for the lack of love that he can.
He's got a fantasy about it, and it happens to come to fruition. And also, when you get to the end, she's got a fantasy too. She's projecting a whole bunch of shit. She's putting out this image that she's this experienced woman that loves an older man, and she's never been with anybody. Like,
no, yeah,
they're coming at it.
She's doing like the whole Tracy Flick thing of trying to be
exactly
older than she is, or present this aura of
just
that.
in a different way. But
totally
it's the same motivation. She's trying to get the approval of those that are more mature than her, however she sees fit.
And there was an alternate ending that I find very fascinating, where like he gets killed, and they find the tape that they show it twice in the movie, but at the beginning where the daughter asks, "Yeah, will you kill my dad?" and she asks it in the context of the full scene. She's saying it jokingly, but they use that as evidence to prosecute the boyfriend and the daughter for the murder.
Really?
In the alternate ending, yeah. And they were like, "Nah, that's too
real.
depressing," So like they just kind of left it with like a whole like this beautiful swelling music from the guy who did I think he did Green Mile too.
He was in Score. They talk about it. They talk about the aloofness of the
dude. This score is it's incredible. This score is incredible, dude. I love it.
Like it's so simple at the beginning of the movie, just let you know you're in an off-kilter world.
Is that piano part too? That's kind of familiar from like Shawshank-ish.
Oh yeah, yep.
Right.
Yep.
That type of shit.
Yeah.
Just one of the best scores, seriously. Anyway, but yeah, they just ended it on this note of like, Kevin Spacey died having found his own form of beauty in life after having struggling to find it at all.
Yeah, he was finally happy.
Yeah, exactly.
In that place where he didn't hate being alive.
And I'm glad he ended it on that note. Sam Mendes didn't have a lot of pull, but he made a lot of choices that were very risky, and the studio stood by him. So paid off. They won the Oscar. So
yeah.
That's my vote. Sorry to surprise you guys.
Wow, no, I mean that's a pleasant surprise. I didn't think this was going to be as close of a round as it was. I'm glad we kind of got into the meat of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna seem like I hate being John Malkovich the rest of this episode, but I fucking don't. It's in my top 10. Oh shit! I'm gonna be in trouble. It's a great movie. So Kyle, split vote. What's your vote?
Y'all really made some awesome points about American Beauty. Seriously, yeah. Like I'm sitting here, I'm just like, can he he's gonna wrap this up and be like, BJ Malk, next. And y'all kept going. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, that was there because I did watch this movie recently because we've had like 3 weeks to do it. And I remember when I first watched it, I've kind of fallen in line with you where I was like, man, I really liked it a lot more this particular watch because of kind of everything that y'all were saying. Whereas when I first watched it, I didn't get any of it. I didn't get all that stuff. So yeah, the bag stuff does come off as pretentious to me.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I got some of it, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to give myself too much credit. But this time, I'm not a moron. I was picking up on a lot of that stuff, and I think that y'all kind of even brought up a few more things that I realized as well, or didn't realize this time that I was just like, oh shit, I even missed that this time. So there's a lot going on in that movie, and I think it is really well crafted, and I think there's a lot. There's a lot of good, but like, man, I really hate to still murk it in front of you because I'd still kind of skew towards weird, and that's what BJ Malk is. It's just a weird fucking experience.
I like that's our official nickname for it. So
yeah, it's never gonna get called the real thing. So people are like, what is this movie that they keep on? We've been talking about this entire time, and they're like, I don't even know what it is. They say Malkovich. I'm assuming it's being John Malkovich, but
right.
I don't know. So like, I always kind of just like my mind. If it was a scale, it always just like, but it's weird. So, and I kind of fall towards that way. But it's also kind of smart, and there's a lot going on in that movie as well. That it's just like it's a fun rewatch. So yeah, I still have to go Bing John Malkovich, but like, man, y'all really nailed it with a lot of the perfect points about American Beauty. And it definitely deserved to be on here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Because it wasn't on my top 10. Like I think so I wasn't beating the drum for it, but now I'm like, I totally fucking get it.
It's one of those, man. I mean, if I don't know, maybe if it was ranked a little bit higher, it could have gone through.
Maybe.
Which one? American Beauty. Yeah. We ranked it my rewatch, and I did like a lot of I watched a few analysis videos and read up on the movie a lot because I cared to, because the movie made me care to.
Yeah, right.
Well, like one of the common complaints I heard about it was, how can he be the narrator if he's dead? That was another common one.
They said that? Wow, just like that?
Smoothie, bro. It's smoothie.
It's movie,
man. It's smoothie.
Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, that's that's the way the cards fall, man. That's why this year, I'm not surprised that a movie that good is gone early. Gone, baby, gone. This year is fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So the next matchup is number 11 seed Dogma versus number 6 seed Princess Mononoke.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can go back to Jersey and make a profit for myself.
I don't understand either of these movies. This is gonna be fun. No, I'm just kidding. Kyle, you're first in this matchup.
Oh my god!
Of course you are.
What the fuck?
Yeah, two.
Which child do you hate the most?
Dogma's like legit, probably maybe my favorite Kevin Smith movie. I don't know. I just think it's so fucking.
I almost said Kevin
wacky.
Hart. I almost said Kevin Hart.
My favorite Kevin Hart movie.
My favorite Kevin Hart movie. Bam.
Oh my god! Hey, he's going through some stuff, man.
And Princess. I know. Yeah. Princess Mononoke is easily my favorite Miyazaki movie. That movie is just ridiculous. I don't know. It's because he never stops making this point now. Like, humans suck and go nature. Like, that's like, this is where like it started in his career. Maybe a couple movies ago too. I think okay, that's not exactly true, but like he hits his stride in that message, which seems to be his ongoing message of like humans are garbage and nature needs to be saved, and even if it kills us.
So he is the Grave of Fireflies guy, right? That's the same dude.
Pretty sure. I'd have to look that up, man. Hold on.
Oh, the same guy?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think so.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah, I was like, he's not one of those. No.
Gotcha. Okay. Never mind.
No.
What about it if you said they were the same person though? Because similar messages.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
people suck in that movie too.
Yeah, people just suck in all of his movies usually, and we're always trying to escape humans and get into nature. And I like, hey man, that's a good. I can resonate with that message, but he's made about 14 movies about that now. So, and this is my personal favorite of like that particular like drum beating that he does. I think the animation's still pretty cool. I think a lot of like the creature designs,
shit ever right there.
Dude, right? And the creature designs are really cool, man. Like, it's just, there's a lot of really fucking amazing things about Princess Mononoke. And then the amount of, like, voice actors they got to get in, including...
Yeah, I wish I listened to the dub. I had to read it.
Oh, you should have done the dub. Yeah, it's really good.
Is Ashitaka, and you got Tara Strong, who's
Billy Bob Thornton's
great.
Like in a second, like just in a moment, but like it's fun, like
he's...
Oh,
yeah.
It's
Minnie Driver, Gillian Anderson, whatever. Keith David. It's fucking great cast, dude.
Huge cast. Yeah. I would have definitely recommended the dub. But yeah, it's just a fun movie, man, and it's got a good message, and it's kind of brutal, like it's I
agree, not for kids.
Yeah, it's not for kids, man. Like that's one of those things where it's just like, you watch that cartoon movie? It's like, don't show this to your
there's a lot of,
young
there's
ones.
A decapitation of a giant floating bubble thing. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I love the scene like where the spirit of the forest comes out and they're all like, oh, like it's all like magical and like I don't know, it's very fantastical at moments as well.
Right.
It's just Dogma's great too, though, man. It's really funny.
I fucking love Dogma.
It's pretty easy to like throw that movie on and just have a really good time with it. And like his View Askew-averse, Kevin Smith's like all these movies are like connected in some way, and like you see a lot of characters like birthed in this that you see later, and like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and it's just I don't know this movie's like a lot of fun, and I revisit it often. It's just it's a gas. Man, but I think I'm gonna have to go Princess Mononoke just because it's just it's really special anime, that one.
JD, you're next.
God damn it. I mean, personally,
hey, quick, let's vote out another thing Kyle loves.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. I mean, I loved Mononoke, man. I loved it. Like it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And it just falls in another one of those categories. Like when it's this close, I'm gonna go with the one that I've loved a little bit longer, and it's kind of son of a bitch. I'm gonna make Jeff decide. I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna make Jeff make the hard choice because I can't do it. I want to. You know what? Fuck it. Mononoke. It's a better fucking movie. Like I'll just say it.
Man,
I'll just say it. It's a better fucking movie. It's a better movie.
Wow. And you guys wouldn't get on board with American Beauty.
Well, okay, I had it. I mean, I love
kidding.
American Beauty.
I'm kidding. We're talking about two juggernauts. I'm totally
get a little culture, Jeff.
I mean,
you're the one who speaks more Japanese than anybody on this cast now.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
That is
one
very
of these
true.
characters' name is San, and that means 3 in Japanese. That's just a weird, fun name. Anyway. Yeah, I was just reading through the characters of Princess Mononoke, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I know Mononoke. I know all those characters. That's fucking rad, dude."
That's pretty rad.
But yeah, I'm not even in greetings yet. Still, I'm still just learning alphabet. And they just teach you random words, they teach you random words so you can remember the characters. They don't teach you words in context. Like I still don't know how they shape sentences. I don't resent you. JD. I would not have voted Mononoke if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even think it's not even an honorable mention for me, just because like first time viewing was kind of. I don't want to say it was rough, but there were some elements of it that were just not because it was a Japanese movie. I was able to relate to Graves of the Fireflies just fine, but there was some of it that just lost me a little bit, just because it's there's a lot going on.
You should watch the dub. The dub is really easy to follow.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes the translation's not right. You know what I mean? Like even in in the sub or whatever, like sometimes it just doesn't translate properly. But like they whenever they bring over a movie of that caliber, they localize it. So like they localize the language, and so like the script flows better like in some dubs, which is why I push for dubs sometimes for people who don't watch a lot of anime. Yeah. Like because it will just it'll make more sense to you because it's speaking our language literally.
Did you watch it with subtitles, Jeff?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
For some reason, man. I had a hard time finding.
Maybe that's why I related to it. Because it was I could listen to it as well. Like I wasn't occupied with reading and being distracted or whatever. I don't know, man.
Oh well, I'll just watch it again with the dub. Not a problem, because it's fucking beautiful, dude. It's
really,
I mean,
it's like
you guys were not joking about the feature design at all.
In the year of Iron Giant, and well, I mean, technically you could say South Park has some beautiful animation or whatever.
It did, yeah.
Mononoke is the prettiest. Well, Toy Story 2 even came out. Mononoke is the best animated movie looking like visually of 1999. I have no problem saying that.
It really, and again, I get so goo over that like creature design, like because they still use creature design like that when they like depict like sentient forest creatures and like stuff like they still kind of go back. So like, oh man, it looks like a Mononoke creature. Like it's kind of like the bar. It's kind of the I don't know. It's like a lot of people kind of use it as a describing it. It's like the creatures are very Mononoke like, and it really kind of set a bar for. I don't know, for animation, as y'all are saying. So
yeah.
Well, that's good because it deserved to be the one that set the bar because it looks that good. All right, so we're in the quarters. So we got the first matchup is Fight Club versus Office Space. And oh shit, yeah, I'm first. So I'm gonna go with American Beauty. Oh shit! Shit! It's out. That's out. It's out, baby.
How can it be picked if it's dead?
So sorry, I just randomly started quoting Seinfeld. So I'm gonna go with Fight Club. There's some pretty. I don't know that it's gonna need much explaining this round. But I've seen it more than Office Space. I feel like I get something different out of it each time I watch it, and I've seen it countless fucking times. When it first came out, I saw it like way too many times for that age. It was like incredibly toxic for a teenager to watch that movie. It really was.
Oh yeah,
we all did. Everyone did it though. That's a generation. Like we were watching shit we shouldn't have been watching growing up.
Everybody was watching it, whether you were a dude bro or whether you were like actually kind of into film, or it didn't matter, man.
There's no fucking way we would have caught any of the nuance in the themes of that movie.
No. You have to.
Well, that's the thing, but that was the thing that I was trying to make the point of earlier. It's like, but we knew that there were things going on in that movie that were over our head, and we were like, we're gonna figure it out by watching it.
Yeah.
Forever,
in the meantime, you guys want to start a real fight club?
Yeah, exactly.
Totally missed the message of it. Yeah.
My mind being blown ended with, did you guys know that they flash in scenes like little things of Tyler Durden just there? Did you guys know, like, if you slow it down, like that was the extent. Yeah. That's all it took to blow my mind back then, and that is still mind blowing in and of itself. But
dude, the
it just shows where you're.
There was all this. Not folklore is the wrong thing, but it was just like, you gotta go back and watch it, man. Like Like shit, Oracle says something right here, man. And Fight Club's the same thing. Well, if you watch right here, for a split second,
when he's at the copier, he flashes.
It's in between the frames, man. It's in between the frames. Like it was a cool year for
similar
just
to a dick flashing, like they alluded to, and it's similar to that in a way. Which is interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
The metaphor is not lost on me. There's layers to Fight Club. It's not the surface level stuff is, I feel like, why people hate some people. That's the interesting thing about it too, is that it's got this it's got this huge debate. Even on film Twitter, some people are like, "Oh, I hate it," because it's just pro toxic masculinity or whatever. And it's like, it's so fucking not.
What Polanyi adaptation though is not like polarizing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All his stuff that gets made into a movie, it seems like it's always very polarizing.
Choke was I mean, people were just on the side of just hating that movie, and I liked it so much.
Yeah, I liked it just fine, man. I'd never even heard of the book, but when you said it, I'm like, okay, cool. I like that guy. Yeah.
Sam Rockwell's really good in it. Fight Club is my vote. So, Kyle, what's your vote?
Oh my God. Jeez. I mean, God, I used the cultural thing for Office Space earlier, but there's probably nothing more cultural impacting than Fight Club this year, right? I mean, that's besides The Matrix, and I mean, this is a year for just God damn it, 1999.
Best year ever.
It's so good. We're sitting here futilely arguing what the number 2 movie of the year is. That's I mean, it's worth doing that.
I'm gonna probably have to go Fight Club also. I've watched Office Space more. I think Office Space again is the movie that probably we can all speak, especially all of us here. We all work in that environment and stuff like that. But Fight Club is that. Fight Club is that movie, man. It's the movie that people I was just making that point earlier. Where it's just man, go back and there's something in there. You just have to go back and watch it. It's about more than that, man. And
right.
I don't know. It was that movie that got people talking and stuff like that. Even at our age, when we were maybe too young and too stupid to understand the complexities of the movie. We still knew there were greater things there. Same thing with The Matrix. Man. It wasn't until 10 years later in The Matrix, I was just the Oracle literally says he has to die before he becomes the one. 4 scenes before he actually becomes the one. It's insane, these are these movies. It was a great year for just huge, layered, you're gonna have to watch it a few times movies, and we got to do that because it was before the internet. Before the internet was in the shape that it was now, where you can click on YouTube and some way smart guy explains all the things to you or whatever.
Yeah.
You had to work for it back
out.
then. Yeah, you had to work for it back then. Maybe you had some help with some board members and stuff like that whenever you could talk your mom into letting you use the phone line for a little while. But
right.
But yeah, for the most part, you were just you and your stupid friends trying to figure these movies out. And I remember Fight Club being just one of those movies that like everyone was watching, everyone was dissecting. So that's why I'm going to pick that.
That's fair. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to. I mean, there's some like Seinfeld-esque elements to dissect in Office Space, where like you're kind of like, oh, this plot element here is a metaphor for this, or like example, him suddenly not caring about things.
Mm-hmm.
These are both technically
they're both anti-establishment.
They're both but they're both
they
technically also an example of finding a happy medium. You know what I mean? Because Fight Club dabbles in taking. He's taking ownership of his life, but then it goes to extremism.
Yeah.
And Office Space is an example of that in how lax he ends up getting when he's hypnotized or whatever.
Yeah, they go on two opposite forks in the road. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you got to find a happy medium where you can be content being unhappy, like in Office Space or whatever. And whatever the fuck is going on with the narrator in Fight Club, you got to find a way to deal with it.
Yeah, right.
Jesus
Figure it out.
Christ. That guy has issues.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, go see a therapist, man.
It's really funny watching that movie when you're in high school and you're like, "Yeah, man, Tyler Durden's the shit," and then you watch it now and you're like, "Poor fucking Marla."
Yeah,
Marla Singer, that poor woman fucks a guy, comes out to greet him in the morning, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The hell does she have to go through? Such emotional torture. It's crazy, dude. That is crazy to think of. Anyway, sorry to go on a rant, even though we're probably going to have to save a lot of that. Anyway, so the next matchup is Man on the Moon versus Green Mile.
Oh, wow.
Both longer than 2 hours? I guess that's the relation here. That's I don't know, whatever. So JD, you're first in this one since you were supposed to be last in the last one, but
that's me. You remember last time when I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat Green Mile. Well, not that tough because Man on the Moon is one of my favorite fucking movies ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are in the next round, and I love everything about Man on the Moon. I'm so grateful, like we were saying off mic earlier, that I just. So glad I didn't give a shit about what critics thought, because if you went with the critics and with the reviews on this one, apparently they hated it and don't get it.
They were very mixed on it.
Yeah, even without all the context. I mean, it's just a really fucking good movie about a cool dude and somebody that like I knew of the show Taxi. I knew of the character that Andy Kaufman, but I knew nothing about the man of Andy Kaufman until I watched the movie. And right. I feel like even doing your research about him after the fact, like it's probably one of the better biopic performances, like more accurate performances that we've gotten in our lifetimes by Carrie. So it's so fucking good. Yeah. So good. Love it. Man on the Moon for me.
Yeah, man. I'm next in this round, and I am a slut for prison movies, but Man on the Moon is, immortalizing a man that contributed to comedy in ways that nobody has done before or since in an effective way. So, and of course, we already mentioned the backstory in the movie. That kind of helps nudge it in the winning direction, in my opinion.
Right.
Green Mile's still great, though. I mean, Frank Darabont and Stephen King adaptations. With Thomas Newman scores, they go really far, man, in quality. So Green Mile's great. Even though it's like 3 hours, it felt like it flew by for me on that like third. I think it was my third or fourth time watching it.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking good. But yeah, Man on the Moon is definitely my vote. Kind of feels like a no-brainer. I feel like we're the Man on the Moon fucking fan club over here because I don't hear anybody else talk about this movie.
Yeah, if this movie ends up winning, I'd be pretty happy. So
right. So that's moving on. Sorry for Kyle not getting to vote this round, but you do start the next one. So the next matchup, this is gonna be fucking easy for you though. The next matchup is South Park versus Sixth Sense. Hey Kyle, I wonder which one are you gonna vote through?
I've really come around on that Sixth Sense. I think I'm gonna go. No, I'm gonna share a little anecdote about South Park before I just choose it outright. My dad, whom like at the time like just loved South Park or whatever, he was the one who took all of like the neighborhood kids to see this movie, probably against all like the parents like wants and everything like that. And I remember seeing this movie in theater. Hard R this movie. There are live dicks in this movie that they put inside of a cartoon movie. They couldn't just draw, dicks. They had to like bring in real dicks from the real world. And we're like, I don't know, 13, so we're like the perfect age for like this type of humor,
Yeah.
And I just remember looking. It's one of my favorite memories of my dad. I'm not even kidding you. I remember looking over during the Kyle's mom's bitch, which don't read anything into that. I don't think he was laughing at that part, but just like how funny that actual song is, And I remember looking over and he was crying. He was laughing so hard. I mean, like it was just like, and it is that funny that moment, like when you're watching it at that age for the very first time.
And they go all out balls to. It's a full blown musical. They go balls to the wall with this version.
Yeah. It's like, and all these completely racist renditions, like they're not even speaking the language, like it's just like, it's the most tone deaf, like, oh my God. And like, I remember I was right there with them. I was just like, this is such insanity. Cause it's not right. It's not allowed. I just remember, oh my God, just everything about that movie is just so fucking hilarious. I mean, the song's got like 1 Grammys, man.
It's so weird.
Like, what was it? Was it Blame Canada that won the Grammy?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That right.
That's stupid. Like, that's crazy to me. But the songs were really great and catchy, and I can still sing every single one of them, like by heart, because they are catchy. It's South Park for me. I fucking love that movie. I fucking love that series so much. That movie is so amazing. They're doing Dragon Ball Z Kamehamehas at the end of it. Like, it's so amazing. Like, it speaks to that whole time, and like, it knows who's watching that movie, which is like our age, like we're the ones seeing it. We're the ones sneaking into the theaters or getting our parents or friends' parents to take us or whatever. I must have saw that movie in theater like 3 times. It was just so... you'd never seen anything like that, especially because like they're trying to censor kids from like cursing and stuff like that. To put the V chip. It's just so, I don't know. As a kid watching that, it's just so fucking hilarious. So yeah, I'm going to keep on rambling. South Park, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, South Park.
You just yada, yada over the best.
I haven't gotten there yet. God damn it, JD. Sorry, guys. I'm still on my Seinfeld rewatch. So JD, what's your vote?
I keep referencing episodes you haven't gotten to yet. That's funny.
Everybody's referencing. I feel like every time I'm like, hey, guys, Seinfeld's great, right? Everybody's like, yeah, season 8, 9 episodes, quotes. I'm like,
yeah, right. I'm getting there, guys. Stop.
Right. My mature vote is for the mature movie, and it is South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. That is the mature choice. That's the only choice for mature adults.
Yeah.
That used to be immature children. So yes, I'm going with the park that is located in the southern direction. I don't know.
It's funny. Yeah, I would have gone that way too. We could have done a quick vote, but I didn't. I mean, I that would have been a slight disrespect to Sixth Sense, which I don't think it, in my opinion, doesn't deserve. Because I really like that movie, and I did not. I was never going to vote for it against this movie because South Park is one that I can go back and get. When you watch it as an adult, it's totally different. When you watch it as a kid, it's just immature.
Yeah, it's dick and fart jokes and just
but now there's so much going on there and a commentary on Hollywood going on.
Sure.
And God. There's some brilliant musical stuff going on too, like next level composition stuff. Like
there really is, yeah.
Way better than this musical deserves, or a movie like
they
this
made
deserves.
a real musical. Like it's a real. Like,
Trey and Matt are geniuses, man.
They're completely geniuses. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, I could beat the that's
content creating duos, man. Yeah, how about that? Like Coen Bros versus this like creative duos, man. That'd be a good
shit. We should have inducted them in the Conqueror's Corner. But no, you inducted South Park last year.
Oh okay. yeah. I did the whole series. Yeah. So yes, they're by proximity. They are technically there. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have a Conqueror's Corner. I forgot that I'm planning to release that after this episode. We've already recorded this year's, but
thank God we didn't spoil anything.
Stay tuned. Yeah, we didn't spoil anything. Stay tuned for that episode. It's coming soon, and it's fucking epic. We got some good And by the way, I recorded. We didn't include music this time, and there's an induction that JD has. I hadn't listened to until
that's right.
like a week ago, and so yeah, I was just dumb Jeff going, I guess I approve, and now I fully approve. So
Well, good. I'm
Jeff, duh.
yeah, exactly. No spoilers, but yeah, duh. So South Park moves on. It's kind of unsurprising knowing us and our dumbass humor, because we only laugh at ourselves the whole time.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that at all.
Don't do that. Don't have fun.
Don't have fun.
Don't have fun.
You know the fun you're having? Don't do it.
If you're having
do it
fun,
together.
you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
But the next matchup is Princess Mononoke versus BJ.
BJ back!
I'm first in this matchup of two movies that I now hate. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, apparently.
Both the movies I would not have voted for in the last rounds. Holy shit.
There's just a lot of, like, if we were shooting video, there's just a lot of me, like, with my jaw slowly opening wider as you talk about stuff more. I'm like, what? So thankfully it's an audio podcast.
Right.
I still have a pretty strong affinity for being John Malkovich and Charlie Kaufman in his brain. I do not wish I could enter that brain. It feels like it's a very muddy area.
Oh, I want to be in there, man. I want to be the fuck in there.
Oh, God.
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah, are they selling tickets? Yeah, I'm
I hope it's fucking like I hope it's like a rave.
God,
yeah, it's probably just going to be a lot of like us coming back with anxieties and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But that's fine. They
Now
make
I'm
pills for that. It's
Jeff,
fine.
you were right. I'm so sorry.
You can't unsee what you saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am Malkovich.
So I'm gonna vote for being John Malkovich, and it's super easy, just barely an inconvenience.
Wow,
barely.
You had to throw that at me. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Wow.
Just trying to appeal to Kyle on that one.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so is it my turn? Or?
Yeah. So sorry. Yes, it's your turn. Oh boy.
This is really, I don't give a shit what goes forward here, so I'm gonna just choose what the fuck ever, and I'll feel really happy about it because like these two things are like, I don't know, I guess equals to me.
Yeah.
Jeez. I think I'm gonna go Princess Mononoke just to split the vote.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm the anime guy. I gotta like push it forward, you know.
Yeah.
It's true.
We couldn't let
You
Akira
live
win.
up to your name.
We couldn't let Akira win apparently, so we have to gotta try again with something else.
So JD, what are you gonna vote? I wonder.
Hell. I mean, we can't let BJ Malk die. Can't.
Yeah. See, I'm happy with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Sorry, Mononoke. I was on the fence earlier. This one's a little easier for me.
You killed everything else I loved, so why not this?
We still got.
Yeah, go ahead. What do I got?
We still got some very lovely movies coming up.
Oh, do I? I do. I know.
Yeah, BJ Malk.
BJ Malk. All right. Well then, we're in the semifinals, and this is a barn burner. I'm gonna be honest. We got for some people, we got Man on the Moon.
No.
versus Fight Club in the first semifinal matchup.
Ow.
None of this. Great. I go first, right?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, cool.
Great.
Maybe I don't get the vote. Great.
Wow. Great.
It's amazing, yeah. I love these rounds.
What are you talking about, man?
These are my favorite rounds.
Talking about.
I hope I don't know.
American Beauty's my vote.
I don't like this, man. I'm really not a fan of this at all. Any of this. I mean, there's themes in Fight Club, and there's, like as much as I love Andy Kaufman as a dude, and Jim Carrey as a dude and as a performer, like it's like we've addressed, it's one of the most meta performances of all time. But yeah, I mean, it's just Fight Club has so much going on beneath the surface that it's really tough, like when you're viewing it as art objectively, like. But then again, I mean, the performance aspect of Carrie's, that's objectively great too. It's fucking art in and of itself. I don't know. I'm just gonna make it easy. I'm just gonna go Fight Club. I don't want to get into it. I can't get into it.
JD.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
No, it's.
I mean, I'm next, right?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying like these are both top 5 movies for me. I'm sitting here talking like one of these is inferior.
I'm just trying to like because I still I guess I maybe have that syndrome where like I view Man on the Moon as like one of those personal loves that I feel like I love it and nobody else does, and then we started talking about it. It's like, oh hey, you guys love it, so it's like you guys and me and Kozart are the only 4 people I know that love this movie.
Yeah, I haven't talked to one single. I listen to a lot of podcasts about people that talk about movies, and I haven't had a single person bring up this movie regularly.
It's insane.
They should. They absolutely should.
And so maybe that's playing into it a little bit because I mean I just feel like the objective choice.
Maybe that means you should carry the torch.
Should I be the pioneer, the Neil Armstrong, to take the flag? And the flag went to the fucking moon. You should have shown it, Chazelle. Should we take the flag?
Absolutely. That's why we don't talk about that movie.
He's a piece of shizit. That's what he is. Piece of shizit.
Okay, right. So in my head, it's boiling down to one of the greatest performances of all time, to one of the great themed movies of all time. God damn it. Fuck it. Let's do it live. Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Jeff's so now it's like I don't get to vote.
But you do. I don't.
Look, I'm
dirty,
going with Fight Club. I feel like all around it's. I mean, Man on the Moon is still a really, really fucking good movie, and I love it more than either you two fucks. No, I'm just kidding. You voted for it. But I do love it more than apparently most cinephiles do. You guys do too.
It's just weird to me, man. It just feels like it's one of those movies that should be so revered and talked about.
Yeah, I fully agree. And the fact that it made it this far should probably tell people that it's better than people gave it credit for at its time.
Yeah.
But Fight Club also has the performances though, like Edward Norton especially.
That's really true.
It does. Yeah.
And Brad Pitt is putting in this performance that made people go, maybe I should stop hating that guy for just being pretty. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So River runs through it. Fuck that beautiful guy. Like,
suddenly he became like the guy, and that's exactly why he was cast and put in the work on his body for this movie.
Right.
He was supposed to be like the guy every dude looks at. And guys our age were watching this movie at the time. Our age were watching this movie, going, "I wish I was fucking Tyler Durden, looking like that, and doing things he did, not giving a shit."
Right.
But in retrospect, not in retrospect, but when you actually watch the movie, and you've lived a life, you watch it and you're like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." This movie is, like I mentioned with Office Space in comparison. It's about finding that happy medium and not going completely. It's anti-extremism, Yeah. And it's in fact a comment. People mention toxic masculinity quite often nowadays. I mean, this is like the biggest commentary on that shit I've ever seen.
This is that for sure. Yeah.
It is,
this is like they literally start a fight club because they're dudes and they need to hit people, and they're tired of being men told not to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because
men. Yeah. I want to blow up buildings.
They threatened to cut off a dude's balls and stuff like that, and I don't know, whatever. But yeah, there's also a message in there about consumerism and being anti-establishment. But the bigger theme is extremism bad, and find a balance in your masculinity. You could be a man without having to be aggressive about it.
Sure.
That's what I took from it. I know that the people that, especially detractors in the movie, think it's just glorifying all that. But I think that's also the beauty of the movie too, is that it's still this battle, even to date. It's still this thing that you come across online occasionally, where everybody's fucking arguing about this movie to date.
Yeah,
that's another reason why I love it. I have to go with Fight Club. It's fuck me in this fucking podcast. I'm being onced. This is once,
dude. I mean, well, okay, maybe. I mean, I have Man on the Moon at 3, just behind Fight Club in my rankings, so it's not that off for me.
This is Jeff's once, okay? Now I have a thing, all right? I've been once 3 times in this fucking episode. All right.
Oh, whatever. I'm getting murked over here.
That's Kyle. Kyle's been once
we
like
murked
5
13th
times.
Warrior. Horde.
Yeah.
Horde.
At least JD and I didn't really say
You're like,
about
get
it.
that stupid Japanese shit out of here. You didn't say that, but that's what it felt like. No, I didn't say like that. But.
Oh, man. You make me feel so kidanai. Oh, that's right. What? I just spoke Japanese. You don't understand it? Oh, that's right.
Are you appropriating Japanese culture over there, Jeff? That's not.
Yeah, I don't.
It's so funny when I speak Japanese to people. Like I'm like kitamino, like or something like that. Like that's just fruit. That just means fruit. I just called you a fruit.
I thought you were going to order pizza. That sounds like get
terrible.
Domino's.
It's pretty much that. When I talk like you're supposed to enunciate a certain way.
Right.
I turned to somebody I think it was at the open mic that JD and I go to, and I was just like, I feel like I'm being racist when I talk Japanese, even though I'm just speaking the language.
Yeah.
I feel like it's inappropriate.
What a weeb! I know that's what they've done. That's what's happened, man.
That's like anything else. Guilt. Context matters, and you're trying to learn the language.
That's
it's not like
what white guilt is. Don't at me.
It's not like some Japanese guys walking the open mic night, and you're like, Hushimoto, like, arigato, like, no, that's not what you're doing. You're not. Yeah,
you're actually.
No. I'm not going Ohio and then walking into the heya and.
Right.
Sorry, I should stop throwing out random words. I know, because I don't know the fucking phrases. I'm like throwing out like "good morning" and I'm throwing out "room," and there's no context. It makes no sense. God damn it.
There's somebody fluent on the other side of the room. It's like, man, this guy's really good at saying one word at a time. That's great.
He's really good at selectively remembering.
Selectively choosing out of context words.
Oh boy! All right. So Kyle, just you know what? Kyle and I have both been put through some shit this episode, but Kyle more so because his number 2 and like number 3 or 4 are fucking.
I get it. I was never cheering on 13th Warrior. That's like a me pick in a sea of objective like amazing movies that like it's like that one. That's fine. But there are some other ones, guys, that y'all are just really mean to, and I don't want to get it.
But yeah, your vote for.
I don't know. You make a lot of great points about Fight Club. I really like Fight Club. One of these movies makes me cry, though. Hard.
Yeah.
And sometimes, hard, reactions like that are a dime a dozen. They don't always land, and for whatever, even as a kid, like I don't know why, like I just, we've talked about this on this podcast before. I was I watched a lot of adult movies as a kid, and I was exposed to a lot of themes and a lot of stuff like as a kid that I don't know, that got me a little ahead of the curve. Not saying I'm a better person now for it, but as a kid, I'm watching stuff like Forrest Gump instead of obsessing over Lion King and stuff like that. Even though I got into Lion King for sure, but I think I could honestly say I've seen Forrest Gump more times. I would always sneak and get my parents' DVDs, VHSs, and watch those because I always thought I was getting away with something. I always thought I was watching things over my level and stuff like that. So I don't know. By the time Man on the Moon came out, I get what's going on in that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even at 13 years old, I know what death is. I've had plenty of people die in my family by that time, and I understood what was going on in that movie, and it was deeply moving then, and it's even more moving now, especially knowing with how much stuff was going on behind the scenes and everything. So I think I'm gonna have to go Man on the Moon, even though Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go Man on the Moon.
I think the lesson everybody should take away from this is that Man on the Moon is actually a good movie, and people need to stop underestimating it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That really is the truth.
It's 63 or something % on Rotten Tomatoes.
There are stats.
100 reviews.
That's absurd.
There are stats.
That's absurdly low.
This movie too. It's not a one crier. You get a few at the end.
I agree.
They're not very fun. They're ugly cries. You're like, oh, fuck.
I think the most compelling part, and I can't even remember because it's been a few years. I used to work. This is a few jobs ago that I saw this movie for the first time, but it left such an impression on me that I love it so much, and it hasn't left my list. But they don't touch on the conspiracies about him having faked his death as a troll.
No,
right?
Thank God, because that's just
Well, they don't even touch on it in the credits of some conspiracy theorists think that it was a troll because he's a troll. That was his comedy was he's a troll or whatever.
Well, they address it in the way that because I think both I think Shapiro, that's DeVito's character's name. You can tell that when they hear the news of it that they think he might be kidding with them.
Well, and I'm sure at that time it was like that too. Yeah.
Sure. If you're in his inner circle, all he does is fuck with you. So that's going to be your initial reaction is, oh, shut up, Andy. Like,
yeah,
no,
you have cancer. I don't know. And then his friend was like, oh yeah, we could play this. Yeah.
Zamuda's like,
that's true. They did kind of touch on it in their own way. Where like
they did it very
not that it was like a hoax, but that like if you're in his inner circle, and like I'm sure if you interviewed these people, they're like in that moment they're like, yeah, we didn't believe him, you know, like
why would you? You've got a track record of fuckery there, so. Yeah, you at first your initial reaction is definitely going to be to think he's making a gag out of it, but I'm really glad that they didn't even bring it up because I give like, hey, he's on an island with Tupac and Biggie. No, he's not, dude. He fucking died. Like,
well, and even though what's her face who killed one of the great grunge rockers of the 90s was in it, whatever. We don't want to say her name. She murdered that guy for sure. She did great.
Edit that out.
She did fine in this movie, you know.
Yeah, she was all right.
She was great, you know. I bought all of her performances. She murdered somebody, but that's fine.
Yeah. Fucking hell. You know, she was also this is not the first time that she's worked with Milos Forman, the director. She was in People versus Larry Flint.
Oh, okay.
Well.
Right. Wow.
A couple years ago, yeah.
That's right.
That was her first experience with him, and that was also like a eye-opening, like, oh shit, she can act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not always batshit lunacy coming out of her.
I know, but like it's so weird that she can take a break from being such a fucking garbage disposal of drugs and being a mess. Yeah, that like it's just like to just be sober enough to like put in performances like that, and then like boom, snap right back into it. It's wow.
I know we're like harshly judging, but like that's. She's made that marketable for herself. So I mean,
big time. Well, it's part of her whole. I mean, even Carrie Fisher.
Part of her whole.
Carrie Fisher made a career out of kind of being a mess and stuff like that. Also, like she owned it. You know, like I don't know, she owned her mistakes and her persona and everything. So
anyway, I don't resent Man on the Moon for moving on. It's if anything, it's also more could be more universally appreciated. You know, by more people than Fight Club, because some people can watch Fight Club and go, "The fuck, man," you know. Whereas Man on the Moon, you watch it and you're like, "Okay,
well, what's this soap all about?" You know? I don't get it.
Oh fuck! 9 out of 10 times, it's a dildo. Wait, am I thinking of Meet the Parents? I might be thinking of Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents?
Am I thinking of Meet the Parents? Is that the dildo? I thought the dildo scene was in Fight Club. Am I wrong?
The dildo scene.
Your bag was vibrating, so we had to take it away. 9 out of 10. It's a dildo.
No, that's not. I don't think that's Meet the Parents.
Okay, Meet the Parents.
Oh wait, he gets the wrong bag. That's right. He gets the wrong bag or some shit, right?
Yeah.
In luggage check because everything's going wrong. It could be.
Okay, and then and then he watches Tyler drive off in a stolen car. Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. Also, you got to pay attention to is the shit that Tyler Durden does on the side, where he like jacks change from a payphone and stuff like that. He's just doing petty crimes anytime he's not talking.
Sure.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I love all the little shit in that movie. It's great. That's the thing. It's a dark comedy, honestly, at its core.
It is funny.
Man on the Moon is just one of the best biopics.
You're too blonde.
Yeah, you're too fucking blonde. He's reaching for an insult. Oh, I love that guy. Oh man, Meatloaf, good shit. Good performance from him.
Yeah.
His name was fucking. You got the dude Trench or Tench from
holy shit.
Mindhunter.
Wow.
His name
right
was
as
Robert
you said
Paulson.
that, his character like
God.
It's so
crazy.
weird that he is forever Tench. Like that's his defining role and everything we see him in for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And that's where David Fincher found him. Is like, oh, Fight Club. I worked with that guy before.
He's really good. He should be like kind of leading this whole show. That's really great.
Yeah. He should be like the moral center or whatever.
You should be literally the best part of this show that I'm kind of creating.
Yeah. Have Holden take a little back scene in season 2, make it more about the familial stuff.
And I like Holden,
which I don't resent them for doing that at all.
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think Tench had a great season this season. So great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, very good.
It's good shit. Everybody watch Mindhunters. David Fincher's still on his game.
Yeah, big time.
You're just not watching it because it's not a movie.
Yeah.
But Man on the Moon moves on to the finals. Very shocking. This is the story of an underdog. This is a goddamn Cleveland Browns going to the goddamn Super Bowl right now. Sports reference, Kyle.
I'm sorry. What? I literally blacked out the second.
The next matchup is South Park Uncircumcised versus BJ Milk.
BJ Milk.
Ow.
BJ Milk. So it's the order is Kyle, then
Oh my god.
then JD, then me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. See, now it comes down to, hey, which one have you seen more? Which one's the better movie?
Yeah.
Well, if we're always skewing, oh my god, I don't know, man, because we've already discussed that like South Park's more than just a silly movie. It's like a legitimate, like, musical. It's like, it speaks to a lot of, like, you know, I don't know. It goes after a lot of different, like, ideas and stuff like that in this. Man, they even, like, tackle, like, racism and stuff like that when they're doing, like, the all black, like, troop unit. It's like, your Operation Frontline or whatever, and it's just like, what? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go South Park. I'm just going with my heart on this one. I'm sorry. Going South Park. Man, I have so many. Yeah, sorry. I think that this movie is like it's way bigger than it's just an episode of South Park, but it's a movie. You know how like whenever
it's
like
just
movie,
bigger
like, you know, like
and it's longer.
No, but like it actually feels like something bigger. Like whereas like you know like you hear about like the Simpsons. Oh, the Simpsons is kind of like just like an episode, you know, but like stretched out or whatever, or like even like smaller things that y'all like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and it's like oh well, that's just like a fucking hour and a half long 15-minute episode, you know. Like this feels like something bigger, you know, and they really tackle it in some really cool ways, and I think that they really nail it by making it into a musical. And man, like even like Viva la Resistance and like all those songs, like they're fucking great, dude. Like
that's some good shit.
It's some good shit. I still say like, you know, like at least once a month I'm like, you know, just if you need anything, just make the sound of a dying draft. Or just literally say wah, wah, like out of context with like nobody. But people get it, you know, like
it's the fucking best, dude.
There's so many memorable quotes in this movie, and there's so many great moments, and Cartman's just like the best in this movie. He's so great because he's just constantly getting shocked for everything he's doing, and
that's when you mentioned the he's going Super Saiyan on the at the end with the bitch shit cock mother
right, and it's just so hilarious. I mean, I love that. I love who kills themselves whenever like he turns over like Terrence and Phillip. He like throws himself out of like the out of like
Conan O'Brien does.
Was it Conan O'Brien? Yeah. I'm sorry, and he just like kills himself.
They made him such a bitch in this movie. It's so funny.
So great. Yeah.
and then Terrence and Phillip come out, and Brooke Shields is already sitting down as a guest.
Yeah.
And they're talking about farts and farting, and she's like, "I farted once on the set of Blue Lagoon," and they just there's like a long pause, and they slap her. Holy shit, that is so stupid. God. But only in a cartoon like this, I swear.
But even Uncle Fucker is hilarious. I mean, like, there's so many. And then that one joke where it's just like, yeah, the animation's kind of shitty anyways, and then immediately it gets really shitty.
Walking
start walking like shit.
Great.
It's really great. The baked potato part with Kenny's heart, super great. You know, Kenny's whole entire journey of being in hell is super awesome.
George Clooney. Okaying a role just for to be a shitty doctor in this.
I mean, he already barked as a dog for them, so why not?
Yeah, that's so crazy. The shit he says yes to. That's so fucking wild.
I love these guys.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think that movie just like it transcends what it is. It's more than just like that stupid, mouthy, like troublesome, like Comedy Central show. Like it's like a legitimate. Like I don't know, it's a legitimate thought piece. Like but with also your fart jokes and your ball jokes and your live dicks and your you know, but your great music as well and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it just transcends what it actually is and what it set out to do. And so I'm gonna go South Park.
I again not in a place of resentment when it comes to the semifinals here. But JD, go ahead and make the bad decision. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm gonna go.
I'm just being stupid.
I mean, you know, you're talking to the guy that nominated South Park to the Conqueror's Corner. Come on.
I mean, come on.
He did do that.
So as great of a nickname as BJ Malk is, and as great of a finals as BJ Malk and Men on the Moon would be, it is going to be South Park for me.
Oh wow!
Just because this was one that I don't think I've watched in a couple years. So I need to do that, man. I need to revisit it because I'm
Dude, it's a rewatch. I tell you.
There's so much in it that I feel like I'm picking up on about half of what y'all are putting down, and because there's just fucking so much there. Like the music and stuff is never leaving my brain just because I'm a musical dude. Stuff gets stuck.
Satan switches into a falsetto and sings about wanting to be. It's my favorite. I want to be a
So yeah, I will.
Hey, Satan, come on. Oh my God, I'm a hat.
Remember when he was a thing? It was fun.
Yeah. It's so good. Hey, we killed him. Anyway,
we sure did.
Fuck that guy.
Killed.
He got killed hard.
But at the time of this movie, he was still very much alive.
That's what's hilarious.
I mean, this was pre 9/11, so we hadn't even made up reasons to go invade him for a second time.
Yeah, so we're just we're just making fun of him being gay and banging Satan. It's so fucking hilarious. Like that's how we reacted.
Our military machine before we got the real one involved.
It's so hilarious, man. Like they just didn't give a shit. They're like, that's a military dictator, and fuck that guy.
That guy. What's he gonna do? Use the weapons of mass destruction he's got on us? Oh,
yeah, right.
Hold on.
Yeah,
where are those?
Where are those at? I think we're still looking for them.
Yeah, I think we still are. They must be invisible. Weapons of
this movie is very prophetic in that sense of Saddam, and it's the thing against Canada is it mirrors the thing with Mexico. So I mean they're just flipping the border conflict, which is never ending.
Right.
You know. There's a lot to get out of it now, and how it's like, I mean, there's a lot throughout it about how big of a commentary it is about TV shows becoming a movie too, where every few seconds they're like, man, sometimes movies just sometimes TV shows they gotta feel like they always gotta go all out for a movie or whatever, and then they do like a big fucking thing or whatever to like match that. There's a whole commentary about Hollywood in there too. To look for it throughout the ridiculous plot.
Yeah.
It's so good though, and I am still floored completely by the music.
Me too. The
composition and instrumental stuff of the music, not just like the lyrics and stuff.
Clearly,
Jesus,
if they were not a comedy duo, like they could legit be like a Flight of the Conchords type that were like based around music as opposed to like sketch writing.
Yeah, what is their double vag, double anal? Like, is that their? That's the DB or whatever. That's their band or whatever, and they make hilarious music, man. Like they're good at
funny,
this,
man.
Like
they did the. I'm sorry, not they. The guy who did the music, Mark Shaman. He did Hairspray. That's his most famous Broadway musical.
Oh wow! Okay, cool. Wow.
Which is pretty well known. They didn't spare a talent at all.
Good job. To tap him to do that.
Yeah, you want to get somebody who knows musical because they went for a legit this could be a Broadway music. I mean, it can't be, but it could be a Broadway musical.
It won a Grammy
score.
Like that's crazy.
He did the songs for Team America as well, but his score was replaced by Harry Gregson Williams, who was he did like Metal. Didn't he do the Metal Gear?
That's right, Jeff. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Meryl.
Yeah, he did Metal Gear and Call of Duties. That's what he's done.
Oh, so one good thing.
Along with a ton of other movies, but
Call of Duty's soundtrack is really good.
I know. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah.
That's true. It is. But.
I think he did The Rock.
The point is that this guy who writes these songs is goddamn brilliant, and he transferred that over to Team America as well.
America.
Yeah, so South Park made it through, man. I didn't expect it myself, but
yeah, I mean,
this is a fucking weird final, dude. Like, Man on the Moon versus South Park.
This is a great final. This is fantastic.
Oh, I'm first. Ooh, fuck me with a fork. So we're talking battle of my number 3 versus my number 5. That's high praise. So that's that's the type of matchup we're discussing at this point.
This was definitely the year that number 1 wasn't gonna make. You know what I mean? It's just like it was destined. You know,
right?
When you take the obvious number 1 out, it throws everything.
What are these two on our conglomerative list? Like, what are these two on our?
It's 3 and 5, but it's flipped for me because I've got Man on the Moon 3 and South Park 5.
Oh, so you hate South Park? Gotcha.
Yeah, clearly hate South Park.
In the numbering of the bracket,
Yes,
it's
in the
South
bracket.
Park 2, Man on the Moon 4.
Oh, okay. So 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
South Park 2.
If it were up to me, American Beauty would be right here, but whatever, that's fine.
I cannot believe you fucking 180 on
Yeah,
that.
I can't believe it.
So
Yeah.
hard. And you didn't tell me.
I
in
really
the
liked it.
8 months
Like
that it's
I
been
didn't
since
have
we recorded
a
the video.
full blown 180 like Jeff did, but I was just like, oh, this movie is great. I probably should have at least put in my honorable mentions, Like,
Holy shit!
You prepared me for all the love you were going to show to it, man. Could've
So I like surprising on occasion. But yeah, that movie's in my top 5 now for the year.
Wow.
Wow. But Man on the Moon versus South Park. So I'm not just going with what I ranked higher, but I am going with South Park just for the sheer fucking balls on that movie. And don't get me wrong about I'm not saying anything about the lack of fortitude on Man on the Moon, because it took some balls on Jim Carrey's part to pull a whole character study and be in character the entire production, and it took balls on Milos Forman's part to play along. There's balls going on. There's balls being thrown everywhere. Balls. Just
like the
Seinfeld.
boats commercial. Balls.
Just imagine Seinfeld. Balls. Just take balls and just take them. Just imagine that gif.
What's the deal with balls?
Just imagine the gif of him at the airport in the rental car.
Oh yeah, anybody
the
can
one that you
the
shared.
balls.
Yeah,
it's the
anybody can grab
the
it.
balls that are the most important part.
Right. But yeah, I'm going with South Park just because all the trouble it caused, and
It caused a lot, and it
there's
ruffled
so many reasons.
feathers.
Like, it ruffled big. Yeah, people were surprised, even though this is like a purposefully shittily created cartoon. People were like, "Why is this not NC-17?"
Oh yeah,
like it's
totally
just
should
a cartoon,
dude. But there were live
that's how
dicks
many
in this movie.
feathers it ruffled. Yeah, legit, there were dicks in this movie. Saddam was like showing off dicks. And the dildos too. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, look at that! Just like hairy dicks. Like, and I'm like, no, man, I can't handle this.
And fun full circle cameo. Mike Judge has a cameo in this.
Does he?
Oh, good for him, man.
And he
that's cool.
Well, by the way, writer director of Office Space.
Yeah.
But
and,
he,
Silicon Valley.
Did Beavis and Butthead most famously. That was like his breakout in King of the Hill, and he cameoed as Kenny when he took off his mask, which is awesome.
Oh, really? Get out of here! I had no idea.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty awesome, right? But yeah, South Park just also. There is some, obviously there's bias in most of our votes, but this is the one I watched the most, and it kind of like, I don't want to, it certainly woke me up more than like Fight Club did, where Fight Club was kind of pseudo enlightenment, where you think you're being enlightened to something about consumerism, but really it's just an opposite message, like just find a medium. Whereas South Park is kind of waking me to, I don't know, to other things, not necessarily sexual things. I want to fuck some some paper right now because it looks like paper or whatever. I don't know. No, it's more like shit. It's really hard to explain. But I'd never seen anything as R-rated as South Park until I saw South Park.
South Park was so R-rated.
I think that's the fair assessment I can make. Is like I can't believe my parents let me watch that shit.
Me too.
I don't think my parents did let me watch it. I think I watched it.
I remember like walking out of there, and I was like, "You're gonna get in a lot of trouble if you're taking an assault of this." Like if they hear what's in this movie, like you're done.
Yeah. And the thing too is, on top of it, having all these messages and stuff that are still relevant, and some of them more hidden and referential to like Hollywood things, because even though they work in Hollywood, they do. It's pretty clear that they judge it harshly. There is a story going on here that's relatively pretty coherent. Like you can follow the story. It's not just a bullshit South Park episode, like it's relative, I mean, I'm trying to compare it fairly to Man on the Moon, which is clearly like a biopic, that has a coherent story because, it's a biopic. This is the toughest. I'm just going to go with South Park. This is legit. How do you fucking compare these two movies? It makes no sense.
It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense at all. I love this show. So Kyle, what's your vote on this stupid ride?
I don't fucking know. Man, I'm second place. I couldn't be third place on this, or third up. Like, ugh.
Dude, let's call a fourth guy.
Oh my God.
Who do we know?
Jesus.
It's called Battery Boy. Let's see.
South Park really imparted me a really special lesson that I really took to heart whenever it taught me, and it's when Stan is told to find the clitoris if he wants girls to like him. And you know what?
Oh man, talk about enlightening.
It's really good advice. Again, know your audience. He enlightened a whole generation of youngsters. Yep. So what the real answer was. So thanks, Matt and Trey.
Thanks, Chef. Who was a hypocrite and quit the show once they went after Scientology.
Well, I think the giant clitoris told her to find the clitoris. Oh no, it was Chef, and then the clitoris,
like,
and then the clitoris gave him a bunch of advice.
And he goes, what? Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Remember, he tries to backtrack.
But when he finally finds it, like she imparts on him like all this like special knowledge that like
right.
It's good.
So
the setup and delivery on that is so great. What? I'm sorry.
What? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Fucking Chef.
Have a good day, children.
God damn it.
Oh fuck.
Man. Again, Man on the Moon is really fucking good though. Holy shit. Like it never got its proper dues. Man, but I think fucking A. Hey Jeff, do you think South Park would have beaten Fight Club for you if it would have come down to Fight Club versus South Park?
Probably not.
No.
They're like 2 and 3 for me, but
it's just a consolation for you at this point. Yeah,
yeah, I guess. Fight Club would have won.
Easy number 1 for Jeff here.
Not necessarily easy, but yeah, a little bit easy.
Shit. I think I'm gonna just go Man on the Moon just to make JD squirm. God damn it!
Oh shit!
I think I'm gonna do that.
I love that our finals are this difficult.
Because I think South Park is the movie I easily like find more entertaining, but like Man on the Moon is the one that we should probably be waving the flag for. I don't know. Yeah. Even though again South Park is more than like just South Park in this particular situation.
Yeah.
Even though South Park is always more than South Park, I think it's not just like a smutty cartoon. There's always things to be learning from it and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna go Man on the Moon. I'm sorry, JD. It's not personal.
No, I mean, me too. I fucking love Man on the Moon so much, and I love South Park as well. And I mean, it's obviously like talking about a movie where every fucking line in every scene is quotable or memorable and impactful and as like everything you guys have been saying, it's socially relevant now for some of the same reasons and some of the inverse reasons of what they're showing in the movie. It's great, but I mean, Man on the Moon is a treasure. And Jim Carrey.
It might be my favorite music biopic. I don't know, like about a real dude. Is there a better one? Obama. I like that too.
I'd have to really think long and hard to think of one got anywhere close. But yeah, I think off the top of my head, I would say
not a music biopic. I don't know why I said that. Like a star biopic.
Yeah.
Famous person.
I got you.
Yeah.
The director of this did Amadeus.
Oh, about Mozart? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Yeah.
What's he ever done? Symphonies and stuff.
I think that movie is.
I've never seen Amadeus. I need to watch that.
Immaculate.
I've never seen Amadeus either. Yeah,
that's another one I watched in high school for no fucking reason. Finished it and was like, I think that's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Oh wow,
it's fucking incredible.
Maybe, I mean, because I think I might have seen scenes from it because it sounds like something that they would throw on in Choir when Brookins was out. But Choir's like 45 minutes long, so you're never gonna watch the whole movie. I would assume that's a long ass movie. Or at least a reasonably length movie, but fuck it, man.
Well, it won like every award at the Oscars that year. Yeah, it's Milos Forman is a great director.
He's really good.
Perfect person to tackle the Andy Kaufman topic and to try to manage Jim Carrey.
Right. Good luck with that.
Think about how well Jim Carrey. I mean, Jim Carrey not only embodied Andy Kaufman, but he also embodied Tony Clifton. So it's double work there.
All right. tell you.
Yeah, let me tell you a little something about Andy Kaufman.
Oh, howdy, howdy, ho. Howdy, howdy, ho.
Wow, 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 wow.
Shit.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is seriously for me. My love is the Jim Carrey performance, and I feel like, I mean, throw Jim Carrey performances into a tournament. Good luck getting me to not vote against this one, or to vote against this one, because, I mean, I know there's some great performances of his that are in that league, but this one for me, knowing what we know about it now, with hindsight being 2020, is it's unparalleled for me. And I'm gonna go with Man on the Moon. I can't fucking believe we're here. I can't believe.
Did you hear about butt sex? And you got that good REM song. Yeah,
dude, that REM song is legit.
It's good.
Yeah. And I'm not even like a giant REM fan, because I'm like, oh, cool, all their songs sound the same. Good for them. Maybe except for Orange Crush. Orange Crush is the only different song I've ever heard from them.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. Light. It's in my religion. I'm singing that at open mic night on Wednesday, by the way. We're doing it.
Harmonizing.
I'm going to do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Is there another way to do open mic? I can show up taped. Yes.
You just bring a recorder and put it in front of the mic. Bill, I'm going to go drink some beers. Good luck with all this. Just let me know when you want to turn it off.
Shit. So Man on the Moon.
Wow.
The underdog comes up and wins.
And
that's probably the most shocking one we've ever had.
This is probably the film we should be championing over South Park, even though, god damn it, South Park is so great.
It's funny that we've turned the movie once, by the way, into a verb.
Yeah, I know. I've been once. Yeah.
I got once a couple times. Kyle got once like 3 times this episode. We're almost level.
I think I've been once a few times. Maybe not quite on the...
Have you?
Maybe.
Maybe. I feel like you're the Switzerland of once.
You've been very level-headed about when you were once, then, because I don't notice it.
I don't get mad. I don't get mad at anything. I don't care.
Oh. Then you haven't been once yet.
I don't care.
I don't even care.
There'll be one where it's just like, I didn't think I'd be mad.
There will. I'm sure there will come a day, especially as we get into like the aughts or the early 2000s when I started really caring about film. There will probably be something that really, really pisses me off that y'all don't like. That I really
we're gonna do after 2019 ends, the decade's over, so we're gonna do like I assume it's gonna be 2 or 3 episodes worth of best of the decade.
Oh, good call.
And that's when shit's gonna get heated.
Yeah, I mean, because these are like new loves and like that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super fun.
It's gonna be horrifying.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrifying. Yeah, I don't think we've ever done a best of. We've done like the best of 2000s up till now.
Yeah, we ranked our favorite movies from each year since 2000.
Number 1 from each year. Whereas the best of the decade is like you can pick several from one year. You know what I mean? Like that's a fucking crapshoot.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrifying, man.
I tried that recently and then I quit because I was like, man, I have too many 2015 movies in here or something like that. I was like, too many movies from one year, and then when I started to break it down to a science, that's when I was like, I can't do this right now. Because I need to not break it down to a science. I need to pick what I actually love.
It's gonna be hard. Yeah. And
it's gonna be very difficult.
Just to remind everybody, our real pick is The Matrix this year, but it had to get shelved. So because this would have been like Matrix next.
Good number 2.
It is a good number 2. And South Park number 3. That's a good top 5.
How can there be any other contenders if they're dead? Right.
But Matrix, you grok, but Man on the Moon, you're the true champion of champions.
Yep. 1999. So everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we really appreciate it. Dankeschön, and well, you guys.
Donkey shit. What?
That's an easy one to translate. God damn it. Anyway.
Why are you doing this to us?
I don't know what's a pimp. What am I trying to pimp? Oh, right. Twitter, EoC Pod, at EoC Pod. Tell us how much we laugh at our own jokes and how annoying that is. And hi, Vince.
God, you remember it. Hey, Vince. Thanks again,
Vince,
bud. Yeah.
How's that Twix tasting?
Yeah. just in case you're drinking something, how's the apple juice?
Yeah. He'd be tripping balls if that was legit.
I know. Would it be amazing if it was?
God.
Yeah, I would be. It'd be so good. Yeah.
Shit. It'd be amazing. Just the fact that we have one, not just a listener, but like just one listener that's loyal. It means so much because we just do this for the fuck of it. Like just to hang out and unload and have fun and not worry about anything else going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's so much fun for us. So it's really cool to just have, even if it's like a friend, I don't give a shit. You know?
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah. My parents often ask me, they're like, so how much do you make from the podcast? I'm like, fucking nothing.
Because
that's not what
I
it's
make
about.
Laughs, Mom.
Like, well, you invest you invest a lot of time into watching movies and talking with your friends. I'm like, yeah, that's what God damn it, that's the
what a hobby is.
That's called being in a friendship.
Yeah, that's what, we're all sharing something, Mom.
What we do.
Oh boy. So find us on Twitter at EoC Pod and on Facebook as well, and obviously we're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify. Please go there. That shit's good stuff.
Yeah.
Where else?
We're rated
Stitcher
higher than the
and
Tool album right
SoundCloud.
now. Can you believe that?
Yeah, dude. The only people to unseat both Taylor Swift and Tool is us.
Have you read that? Where a bunch of Taylor Swift fans are like, "Who the fuck is Tool? Who's this Tool who just
what
took
kind of
over?
shitty band name is that? What kind of Tool?"
And I'm like, "Oh my god, that's hilarious to me."
Yeah. Also, Taylor Swift's album is totally fine. People needed to settle the fuck down.
Why are people saying it's really great or really bad?
Of course, they're saying it's really great, because it's it's Taylor Swift farted in a microphone. Holy shit, it's amazing.
Who's she feeling on this CD? Is it
most of the time?
Is it Loki? Is she running on Loki?
She's been dating Joe.
You king of mischief. You know, it's
she's been dating Joe Earl and whatever, the guy from The Favorite who was trying to woo Emma Stone the whole movie.
Okay.
He's been dating her for like a few years now, like totally under the radar, and so like most of her album's pretty positive.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really into the whole I'm gonna fucking show you. You know what I mean? Like that type of writing
through song.
Like, oh, we broke up. Well, let me show you. I'm gonna show you who
the whole world's gonna know who you are.
It's like the way she writes music is always like it doesn't reveal much. Like I feel like it's just she's like a professional victim when she sings and it sells.
Yeah.
You know, she's flawless in her songs.
Yeah.
From her perspective, when she's a protagonist, she's like, I'm amazing, you fucked up, I'm not the problem, you are. That's like every breakup song, every Suck It Haters song. You know, whereas, speaking for myself when I write music now, it's like, I'm pretty fucked up, guys. Like, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Things kind of suck, and I'm admitting it, you know?
It's all out there right now.
And I don't mean my life suck. I just mean like in my head, you know, like things kind of suck in my head, and I just need to get it out in a song or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And I would never write something that's like, oh, you're a bitch, you dumped me. Like, that's just... I don't think I've ever written a song like that, honestly. So it's just I just don't understand it. But whatever, that's totally different. It's on topic. Next time on Taylor Swift Podcast.
I love Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift so much. She's my hero.
I know.
Yeah. Cue Jimmy GIF from that thing you do. I quit.
I quit.
I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit, Mr. Whitman. I'm going to call you Mr. I'm going to combine the names.
That's what everybody calls me in open mics.
Right. Jeff Whitman. Walt Whitman.
Wadman's coming up here. All right.
Didn't he call you Wadman?
No.
No.
No. Actually, believe it or not, both open mics I went to on Wednesday nights, they were both like, Whitman, all right. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Am I in a parallel dimension? It was crazy.
Because they both got it right.
Everybody else says Weidman. Fucking A.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, so next episode is the Conqueror's Corner, where we elect the most epic shit in gaming, movies, music, and television to be like, top tier, upper echelon. It's our version of the Hall of Fame. And if any of them were to ever come up in a tournament, they're probably going to win, so most of the time we exempt them to make it fair. So, that's what's coming up next, and then after that, we're probably going to do, I think what I'm planning on doing next, so there's not so much intense research, is top 10 1999 songs, because that's what we like to do for the 20 years part, is the top 10 songs.
That's why we just talked about Taylor Swift. He was totally segueing.
That's right. Yes, thank you for saving me. Yes, that's why I talked about Taylor Swift, because of music.
Nope.
Not because I genuinely have feelings about the way she writes songs.
No.
Because I've listened to them.
He was just
master
of sedgeways.
Seduce, yeah.
Seduce.
What? That's terrible. I'm the worst. So yeah, as far as 99 songs goes, well, whatever. We probably preview it in the Conqueror's Corner, which I'm pretty sure we do. And then we'll try to circle back to our oversights list that we generated last year.
4 years ago, man.
Yeah, 4 years ago. It feels like 4 years ago now.
It does, yeah.
I only got one left. I just got to watch Seven Samurai, and I'm done.
Save the best for last.
4.5 hours, yeah. Probably.
It is.
Raging Bull so far has been my... Metropolis, City of God, Raging Bull are my favorite so far. Easily. In that order.
Raging Bull's great.
Yeah, Raging Bull's fucking phenomenal.
I think I have that on my list. I forget.
It's really, really... I was surprised, like, honestly. Even though it's acclaimed and all that shit, it's just one of those movies that people don't stop talking about, so you're like, really, how good could it be? And then you watch it and you're like, it could be that good. Oops. My bad.
Oops.
It's great. So that's what's coming up around the bend. So stay tuned for that shit. And we'll see you guys later. Bis bald. For the Germans. See you guys later.
Bye in English for all you
Bye
English-speaking people out there.
And aloha for all the Hawaiians out there.
Dude, why are you saying hello, man?
No, it's hello and
It's also goodbye.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just being dumb on purpose.
Oh, did I say it? Did I say it dialectically wrong where it came out?
Dude, I don't need you to mansplain aloha to me, bro.
All right, we're done. See you guys later.